How is Friendly Fester doing this morning?
You know what? I have to say, I'm a big fan of the Kiwis.
I'm wondering, are you putting on an act? Are you deliberately trying to act friendlier, or are the Kiwis really working?
You know I can't act friendly. You know that.
No, I think you're capable of putting on an act,
That's a little
putting on a display.
It's a smarmy display at best.
You're the Smarmeister. Nobody can do smarmy more than you.
Amen to that.
Yeah, no one. So you agree with that?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty smarmy. But, no, I feel good. I think for 3 consecutive days, this might be the healthiest thing I've eaten.
I think I like health. The health. Yes.
I don't recall eating a breakfast this sound. Is it sound just to eat a whole piece of foreign fruit? I guess so, yeah.
So fruit should be a part of any... I know there's how many servings of fruit and vegetables you're supposed to have in a given day. But for those that are tuning in right now, don't know what the hell we're talking about, there's this little article that popped up and we saw... Let's see, we started Fester on Monday. Yeah, we saw it last week. So this was last week. There was an article about eating kiwi for 4 days in a row. Some research project showed that it made people friendlier or it improved mental health and attitude. And I just detected that Fester over the last, number of months has become a little, ornery. And here comes this article about acting friendlier and, more affable and, eat 4 kiwis, 4 days in a row, and some research project showed that it had some type of an effect. So we launched the experiment. I mean, purely anecdotal. Fester could be a big phony baloney here, but even after day 1, it just seemed that you were just a little friendlier. That's all I'm saying, and here we are. This is going to be day 4. You took the first kiwi on Monday, President's Day, of which we were here. We didn't laze out. Well, we like the only morning show in the entire market that worked live on President's Day on Monday.
There was one other in this building.
Oh, that's right. JR came in, but Lana did not.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole crew.
Anyway, so Fester is now about to take his 4th kiwi.
Yes.
About 7:30 this morning, and already I notice a marked improvement in your behavior and your attitude. So there we have it. So at this point, I have to consider the experiment a success, and maybe we ought to contact the researchers with our findings in order to further validate the Kiwi Attitude Project. That's CAP, K-A-P, the Kiwi Attitude Project. Whatever. Hey, I got a whole pile of Baker Mayfield crap this morning. I'm just seeing all kinds of stuff about could the Atlanta Falcons end up with Baker? Is this all wishful thinking? As he seems to have made a turning point last season with the Bucs, where he had a much better season and certainly had some breakout games and breakout performances that were not necessarily expected. And I have like 5 or 6 items that I printed up yesterday where some are suggesting that, it is not a done deal. It is not guaranteed that Baker Mayfield's going to end up with the Bucs, due to free agency. Fester, do you have any... If you could dig around and just see, because I want to get into this later on, and there's a crazy story that the Denver Broncos, who, Broncos have had some issues. Broncos had a pretty turdy season, right?
They're
in one of those lulls, where, hey, Detroit Lions sucked for a couple of decades, and then, they finally got better this season. They got very close to getting to the Super Bowl. But the Broncos, who had a good run for a number of years of being a very competitive, good team. The Broncos just blow chunks these days. But there's a crazy, speaking of Baker Mayfield, there's a crazy story about how the Broncos might want to get Baker Mayfield. But if it were to be possible, that could be nixed because of a personality conflict going back to college with Baker Mayfield and another Broncos employee. It's just a crazy story. So
this happened 11 years ago. This is like a decade plus old.
Hey, how do you know the story?
Because I saw it. I saw some of it. So we can talk about it later.
Give me one word that would just tip me off and clue me in that we're talking about the same thing? One word.
Towels.
Yes. The towel story. It's like, what? So if things didn't work out with the Bucks and the Broncos wanted Baker Mayfield, it might not happen because of the towel incident. The towel incident. What the hell's going on? All right, we'll get into that later on. I got like two other. I emailed them to myself, these Baker Mayfield items, so I got to print those out, and we'll get to them later on here on the MJ Morning Show. I've got an MJ Morning Show complaint email. Hey, Fester, what do I always say about complaints?
Keep them to yourself.
No.
Listen.
What have I always said over the years about our content on the show?
Our content for the show, we use a barometer of
No.
Fester.
A lot of
things.
The answer I'm looking for is that it doesn't matter what you do. If I talk about puppy dogs and cotton candy, I'm going to piss somebody off.
Somebody gets offended by everything we
That's
do.
what I'm looking for. It doesn't matter what we do. Somebody gets offended by something, and I got a pretty scathing email yesterday over kind of like just a passing joke, and I guess nearly 18 years is too soon.
Wow.
I got an email getting threatened. I'm never listening to you again. They claim they unfollowed me on Instagram.
Well, that's the worst insult you can give
And they're
them.
never listening to the show again because of something that I said on yesterday's program. So I've got to address that coming up in just a bit. So stand by. Yes, Roxanne, you're over there waving your hands around?
I try to give you a good communication when I want to talk. I feel like you sort of invited some of that yesterday because weren't you like, oh, yeah, we'll stop talking about something because the radio bosses and the I should say the attorneys just lie down. So you were like, go ahead and make your complaints. Remember?
No, I remember that came up. There was something we discussed, and I pointed out that over the years, I've just noticed that the radio legal departments, like in-house legal, when we worked for Clear Channel, iHeart, and Beasley, who we work for now, they have an in-house legal department. And it just seems whatever radio company that I've worked for, in-house legal are a bunch of pansies, and they just cave in, give in, instead of putting up just a little bit of a fight. They will just fold at the smallest little introduction of a threat. They'll just, stop, you got to tell them to stop. They got to say, can't do this. Oh, legal say. I mean, it's driven me nuts over the years. And it doesn't matter what company I've worked for, in-house legal are pusses. All right. I mean, listen, I don't know how to put it any differently.
Very weak. Just
getting rolling here. It's going to be a busy Thursday, folks. Don't move. We're back in minutes on the MJ Morning Show on Q105 at 608. Where the hell did I get 618? All right, 608 at the MJ Morning Show. Traffic's on. Here's Pat. All right, so I didn't mishear it, and it is accurate. They're just promoting it this far out.
The tickets go on sale this Friday.
Gotcha. And the event is in November.
Yes.
That's a good chunk of time away. So I was just curious about that. All right, welcome back. MJ Morning Show, Q105. MJ and the crew here, 621 Thursday morning. And we had a commercial in the last commercial break for the Wheel of Fortune like stage show. It's like a road show. Travels all around the country, Wheel of Fortune. And they go to different venues. And I guess they're coming to Ruth Eckerd Hall in November. And I thought maybe the commercial was old, that it was last November. But no, it's coming up. They're promoting it this far out, which I guess that's what just caught me off guard. So this is the spot. This is what, had me scratching my head for a second.
Wheel of Fortune Live. America's game show comes to your hometown. In this thrilling live theatrical experience, contestants are randomly selected from the audience to solve puzzles and win big. Ruth Eckerd Hall, Saturday, November 16th.
Yeah, okay, so Saturday, November 16th, and here we are. We're sitting on Thursday, February 22nd, and this thing's coming in November. And what does Ruth Eckerd Hall seat? Like 2,800 or something? Or what is that? Roxanne, if you don't mind, what is the capacity of Ruth Eckerd Hall? How many seats are in Ruth's joint?
Let's see.
2,800?
2180.
2180. I guess 2,800.
Yeah.
All right, so 2180. So clearly they can easily fill that space up with 2,100 seats. So I guess they're promoting it early, and I guess it's accurate. So the stage show, Wheel of Fortune, so they do multiple events, though, because they also go to various cities during the course of the year for actual contestant tryouts, right? Because they travel the country and they go to various cities looking for contestants to book on the actual show. This is like a fun and game stage show where they probably have... They've got like a wheel they travel with. They probably have a whole set that they set up on stage and a little contestant row, right, with the wheel in front of. They probably do the whole thing. They probably have a total copy of the TV show set that they just bring on tour with them. So all right, so it's coming up in November. Now the hosts are who? You're on the website here.
Yeah. So the hosts are one of two guys. One, Mark L. Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah.
Not to be confused with Marky Mark.
Yeah, because that's WAHL BERG.
Exactly.
So Marky Mark, who he doesn't like to be called Marky Mark anymore.
Grew out of that, yeah.
And listen, he was just at Lucan's a couple of months back for his
tequila.
Mm-hmm. And Roxanne, you went to that.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
And so that's the actor Mark Wahlberg, and this guy that's doing the touring stage show is the other Mark Wahlberg, but he has no H. He's WALBERG.
He's one of two guys that could potentially host.
Right. All right. So it's either Mark Wahlberg.
He's been on Antique Roadshow and
this
Temptation
dude
Island.
He's done a ton of reality television stuff. So that's one of the hosts. And the other guy, Bob Goen.
Yeah.
Dude, he used to be on Entertainment Tonight.
Was he?
Bob Goen was a host on Entertainment Tonight for years. So he's one of the road show hosts as well. Anyone else?
These are the two
keep
hosts.
scrolling.
All
right.
The
a co-host.
The letter turner, the Vanna.
Oh, Daisy Wang.
Yep.
Hey, Wang, what's with the pictures? It's a parking lot. It's the Ruth Eckerd Hall parking lot.
She's going to get all the photos.
Daisy Wang.
So, and then there's the announcer.
Cody Dove.
All right.
Hey, Cody Dove. Good morning.
All right.
I love the fact that
the announcer of the show.
Jeez, Cody Dove. Listen. So it's a whole stage performance. They pick people according to this commercial. I guess they pick you out of the audience to be contestants. So it sounds like a lot of fun.
Hey, is this really something we got to worry about? There was an item that I saw, and it was a Better Call Bankin piece. So Shannon Bankin, Better Call Bankin, who a friend of the show, we've had her on many times, and she wrote a story. I'm sure they also probably did a piece on TV about fake QR codes that are showing up on parking meters and on gas pumps. And the Federal Trade Commission is warning folks. I wonder how prevalent this is. I see the QR codes like at restaurants. You'll see it in the booth you're sitting in. Hey, scan the QR code to get the menu or whatever. Or on TV. You'll see a lot of TV spots these days that they have the QR code. Can I be honest? I have never held my phone up to my TV to scan a QR code on my Sony.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I've never done that. I mean, how many people really do that? How many people are scanning their TV screens?
I noticed those QR codes during the Super Bowl commercials. Didn't they have some then?
Yeah, because it's like the go-to thing, QR codes. I'm trying to think, where the hell do I use QR codes? I think it's just like restaurants for a menu or something.
Well, another place they have them is when you're in your hotel room. They want you to do the QR code to have access to all the different services, or then download the app for the hotel.
I don't need any damn services. I just need a bed and a pillow. I want a pillow that doesn't suck. Or what do I scan the QR code to complain that the pillow's like a brick? Anyway, so the Channel 8 Shannon Bankin thing, she wrote, nearly every day you come across a QR code to scan with your phone, from downloading a menu at a restaurant, that's what I've done, to paying for something with your phone. QR codes can be convenient, but crooks are using codes too. QR stands for quick response. Pointing your phone's camera at the code, web link will appear, quickly access. This can be convenient, but also a quick way for con artists to try to trick you into falling for fake QR codes. I got to be honest. I don't think I'm just going to scan a QR code at a gas pump. I mean, I don't even want to watch that stupid TV screen that's playing and yakking in my ear. I just want to fill my damn car up and get the hell out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Oglesby of the Better Business Bureau said crooks do this to turn over your private information so they can steal your money. I am not scanning a QR code at my gas pump while I'm jamming gas in my tank.
No.
I mean, if you just walk around scanning every QR code you see, you kind of deserve to get ripped off.
The Federal Trade Commission is warning of recent reports of scammers covering up QR codes on parking meters or at gas stations with a fake code. Oh, I see what's going on here. So some municipalities, if you go to a parking meter, you can scan a QR code and maybe pay for the parking on your phone with a digital payment or an app or whatever. So legitimate QR codes are being covered up by scammers with a fake code. You think you're scanning the real deal, where you're being hoodwinked, you're being rooked, and you're going to put in information, and they're going to steal all $700,000 in your retirement account.
That's it. They're taking it all.
They're taking the house.
All because of a QR code.
I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost my car. I lost my grandchildren, my kids. I lost my boat. I lost my moat. I lost my goat.
All three.
All because I scanned a QR code at a parking meter on Beach Drive in downtown St. Pete. Sons of bitches.
Should have watched Better Call Bankin.
Exactly.
You told me all about it.
Let's see. Also, phony excuses such as scheduling a delivery. Scheduling a delivery for what? I think I know if I have something that's coming via delivery. Sometimes QR codes are unavoidable, like at a restaurant where you have to scan. Hey, what if you have a dumbass phone? What if you're Grandma Gertrude and you got a flip phone?
So I find, and I was a slow adapter to QR codes at restaurants. I would look at them and say, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And they would bring out like a piece of office paper photocopy of a menu.
Yeah.
That was impossible.
Yeah.
So they have
Of
alternatives.
course.
Yeah,
of
that
course.
was during COVID times. That was a big thing. They would be like, no menus, no paper menus. Do the QR code.
Yeah, where was I recently? I didn't even need a menu. Oh, I know where I was. I was at John's on Bleecker, up in New York. It's one of our favorite pizza shops. Great old 1930s coal-fired oven. John's on Bleecker. Only Bleecker, folks. Don't get hoodwinked into John's of Times Square. That's a family member. They had a falling out. They split. So no, when you're in New York and you want a great coal-fired New York pizza, It's John's on Bleecker, and then right down the street is Joe's on Carmine.
You really should have been a travel agent. You know
Think
that?
so?
I mean, you missed your calling.
Yeah, or pizza tour guide or something.
Yeah.
All right. So I was at John's on Bleecker, and I saw that they had the QR codes. I don't need the menu at John's. We go in there, we order a large margarita, and that's it. And that's all I need. Michelle gets a little glass of wine. I'll get a whatever. Sometimes we'll order the Caesar salad, and I don't need a menu. But I did see that they have the QR codes on the table, but also they have a whole bunch of the plastic laminated menus as well. Yeah, I'm not into the whole QR code thing.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I don't want to scan crap with my phone. Anyway, be careful because there are scam artists out there and they're trying to steal your information with phony QR codes. 6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling here on a Thursday. How about some early morons in the news next? That's right, baby. Early morons in the news, moments away here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Plan B air conditioning. 6:41, morning to Joggin' Tommy this morning. Glad you're listening. Early morons in the news. Superb pile today. In fact, I think I know the puppy store where this happened. In Chelsea, up in Manhattan. This sucks. An irate woman goes into a New York City little puppy store, starts kicking all the puppy kennels, and then slaps the bleep out of a tourist. And it was caught on video. It's like, what the? This woman is clearly not in her right mind. This woman is deranged, a complete nutbag. This woman goes into this pet store over the weekend. She was told to leave because she's just kicking the kennel cages, disrupting the dogs. I'm not a huge fan of like puppy store. I just the actual storefront. Remember the mall puppy store? Are those still around?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Remember the mall? Yeah. I never really liked those places. you're walking into the limited. You're walking into the merry-go-round or, whatever. It's just got a wall of puppies. Hey, kids, let's go get a puppy. Let's go to the mall. And then we'll grab an Orange Julius and some Auntie Annie's pretzels. I just never was into like the. And I know that we have some of the dog stores around town, and I'm sure they do a much better job than the old mall puppy stores. But anyway, I've seen a number of these. Living in New York, a couple of times during my life. Yeah, you see these puppy stores, and listen, I'm sure some of the stores do a good job. I know we have some local puppy stores, and I'm sure some of the local stores do a very nice job, and they care about the dogs. But I typically when we've not typically, anytime that we've purchased a dog, we go right to the breeder. We've gone to like the breeder's house. You see their whole operation and, the big yard space they can run around, etc.
But no kicking of the cages.
Yeah. So this woman, this deranged nut job, walks in over the weekend and she's just kicking dog cages inside a City Pups. That's the name of the place. City Pups in Chelsea, which, I think that might be on 20. Look up City Pups in Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be on like 25th or 26th Street. I'm pretty sure I've walked by this place.
Someone who kicks dogs is like how you would characterize a villain in a novel.
Yeah.
Like that's the just lowest character ever.
So the woman walks in and is kicking the puppy cages. So you're clearly disturbing the puppies, and it's just a nasty, rude thing to do. It's not normal. So they ask the woman to leave. Ma'am, please leave the store. She's kicking the puppy cages, and she just hauls off and smashes a tourist from Texas in the nose, just belts this woman in the nose, and it bloodies her whole nose. What a mess.
Hey, welcome to New York.
Yeah.
It's on 8th Avenue between...
Nah, that's not the one I'm thinking
not
of.
City Pups?
Yeah, no, City Pups.
How many City Pups are there? City Pups
Oh, no, that's right, on 8th Avenue. Okay, not 8th Avenue. Yeah, so it's 8th Avenue.
Between
and
18th and 19th.
Yeah, okay. All right, I know where this place is. Yeah, absolutely. So, man, there are some screwed up people out there, man. New York is just crawling with all kinds of, mentally deranged people. Yeah,
you
go
said
ahead.
slap. Before you said slap a tourist, I thought you said she slapped a Shih Tzu. And I was like, oh, boy, that's awful.
Slap the Shih Tzu out of the Shih Tzu.
Dog. She kicked the Shih Tzu cage.
So this video of the whole incident, these pet stores, man, they got to have good surveillance because, you got these thieves that'll run in and grab like a $5,000 French bulldog and run out with it. We had that problem. One of those dog stores on Dale Mabry. Remember, there was like 2-3 years ago, there was a rash of like French bulldog thefts around town. That was even before the whole Lady Gaga situation.
I got to bring this up because you were talking about pet stores. They're no longer in malls. It made me picture myself walking through the mall.
Yep.
Related to animals. This freaks me out every time I see it. The fish pedicure stores at the malls, are those not the weirdest thing ever?
Listen, I'm not aware of fish pedicure stores at the mall, but I know that for years I've heard about this. We've talked about it on the show. I think we might have even talked about this over 10 years ago on the original MJ Morning Show.
Really?
Yeah, where you stick your foot in a foot bath and they have these little fish in there and they chew the skin off like your cuticles.
Yes, they're called Gara Ruffa.
How disgusting is that?
Isn't it disgusting?
I'm sorry. That's
Crazy? It sounds fantastic.
Okay, you go do it.
It sounds disgusting for the receiver and the giver, right? It sounds disgusting for the fish and for my feet.
Wait a minute. What mall locally has fish pedicure stores where you stick your foot in the foot bath and the fish chew the dead skin off your toes? What mall has that?
Did I see one at Countryside?
I don't know. You
at
tell me.
Westfield?
What is this, a quiz? I don't know where you saw it. You're
I'm
telling me.
You're the one bringing this up.
Yeah, where did you see it? And when? Recently?
I believe it was Countryside. Yes.
When?
Westfield.
How long ago?
Over the holidays.
All right.
And I just know that I looked over. I was like, what?
All right. I don't know what the hell's going on with people smacking the crap out of each other. So let's go from the Shih Tzu store from the puppy store in New York with just some. So you're a tourist from Texas. You're walking down 8th Avenue in Chelsea in New York. And, hey, honey, let's go look at the puppies.
Okay, we don't have puppies in Texas.
Why don't you go down to Soho and look at the boutique stores? Why don't you go with the Madison or Fifth and just check out the nice designer stores. Now we're gonna look at puppies in Chelsea. All right, so from that and the crazy lady bashing this tourist from Texas in the face of the puppy store to Carnival Cruises.
Oh,
yeah, Cruise the Fun ships.
Love Carnival Cruises.
Carnival Cruise passenger smashes a glass into a guy's face.
Yeah.
Because he was asked to quiet down during one of the shows.
That's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Cruises are famous for all their little shows, right?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
They have
some musical review or a comedian or.
I always like the trivia shows where it's audience participation.
Listen to this. A Carnival cruise ship passenger has pleaded guilty to smashing his cocktail glass into a man's face and beating him after the victim asked him to quiet down during a theater show on a Carnival cruise ship. Yeah, Michael Truman, 39, of Portsmouth, Virginia, which is, my old hometown area. I'm from Virginia Beach, after we left New York when I was a kid. So Michael Truman of Portsmouth, Virginia, was on the Carnival Magic Liner. This was off the coast of Nantucket when he sat on a bar stool during a theater show of the production Flick.
Okay.
He was loud, appeared to be intoxicated. Another passenger, identified as J.H., asked him to quiet down. Truman refused. After being asked again, J.H. got up to find an employee to remove the alleged loudmouth, according to the criminal affidavit. But as he tried to walk by, Truman picked up his drink glass and bashed it into J.H.'s face. Holy crap.
If you have the unlimited drink package, that's no big deal because you can get another drink.
So you smash your drink into someone's face. You're not out anything. You just order another drink.
There you go.
Bartender, need another one. I smashed that guy in the face with my last one.
The victim suffered facial cuts, required 16 stitches.
Well, we go to the little boat hospital?
Yeah, they got a little clinic on board. Who was the guy from the Love Boat? Oh, Andrew's telling me Dr. Bricker from the Love Boat sewed him right up. Mm-hmm. What about Gopher?
He got him the drink.
Gopher was the drink guy.
No, Isaac. Oh. Isaac got the drink.
Oh, no. Isaac, right. Isaac was the bartender.
Captain Stubby comes out. What the hell's going on out here?
Throw him in the ship jail. Throw him in the brig. Man, that's got to suck. You're on a cruise. You end up with 16 stitches after getting bashed in the face with a cocktail glass.
All right, so if you smash somebody in the face with a glass in international waters, MJ, where do you get arrested?
I think the FBI handles something like that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, the dude was arrested. He just pleaded guilty. It happened last fall, but he just pleaded guilty last week to assaulting the fellow passenger. Yeah, the U.S. Attorney's Office. It's a federal case. U.S. Attorney's Office handling the case, and this guy could face 10 years in federal prison for bashing this guy's cocktail in this dude's face, giving him 16 stitches. 6:51 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, when we get back, I want to talk about smells. And then, Roxanne, you had an interaction with a former Buccaneer that was just, really beloved and on fire for a while. Then he disappeared. And you had an interaction with him recently, right?
Yes. Well, interaction is a stretch, but relevant to the show.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, hold on. So Roxanne's brush with a buck who's no longer with the team, but everyone knows who he is, even spawned a special song here on the MJ Morning Show. Mm-hmm. All right. Hold on. We'll get into all that next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. 7 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show, 7 exactly. Is AT&T Cellular still down? Because there was a huge, nationwide outage that affected a lot of people here in Florida and the Tampa Bay area. Let's do an AT&T cell check. I guess it was about 4 o'clock this morning. AT&T's network suffered a big outage with a lot of cell services down. AT&T. Now, I wouldn't know this because, first of all, I'm not an AT&T customer, and I was not on my phone at 4 o'clock this morning. But, let's do a quick little AT&T wellness check. All right, if you're an AT&T cell customer, call us, 800-990-1047. Let's see if things are working now, or if you did detect a problem earlier. So, the initial story I saw, AT&T suffers widespread outage across the U.S. Outage reports started getting very heavy between 4 and 4:30 this morning. Now, Roxanne, you're a customer of AT&T, right? You've got AT&T cell service?
Yes, I do.
Did you notice were you on your phone at all this morning? Did you use it?
I did not call anybody this morning.
So you wouldn't even know. I mean,
No.
Your cell could have been deader than a doornail, and you wouldn't even know it.
Ugh.
All right, well, if you're an AT&T cell customer, dial us right now. Let's just check. Let's see if your cell phone is working. if you're AT&T. But then there are some other reports that Verizon and T-Mobile might have had some issues as well. So what was this, a Russian hack? What the Chinese drop a little they have a little what do you call those things? You got a little worm inside the system. Would they activate a test worm this morning and shut down all our cell service?
This is how it starts.
Well, no.
Knock out the internet, knock out the phones.
Jeez.
Freeze the banking system.
Fester panic people. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so T-Mobile and Verizon, some users were claiming issues there as well. I don't know. Maybe they were just people trying to call people on AT&T. I don't know. All right. So if you're on AT&T, dial us up right now. Let's just see if the call goes through. 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047. We'll do some test pickups here in just a second. There's a website called Down Detector. You familiar with that, Fester?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Are we down? Is that what it detects? Like, are you down? Like, what's down detector?
Yeah,
No idea.
if the system is down.
I didn't know if it's like, are you down for some fun? Are you down for like thinking what kind of things what could that mean?
No.
All kinds of stuff.
No, it doesn't mean all kinds of stuff. It means that
Let's type in Roxanne Wilder into the search box and find out what she's down for.
Down Detector is a
my.
website where people can report service outages like cable TV, cell service. Down Detector's been around for years. I think I used to check Down Detector, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, real-time problem and outage monitoring.
Yeah, whether it's cell phone, whether it's cable TV, whatever. Oh, you know what I meant to add? I've got Spectrum cable, and I forgot to bring speaking of Down, during the Super Bowl, did anyone have like the signal go out like 5 or 6 times in the middle of the damn Super Bowl?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just like my neighborhood, the node that I'm on, but during the Super Bowl a couple of weeks back, my cable TV service was going out for and Michelle's screaming, "What's going on?"
Oh, yeah. The football nut.
Yeah, let me go to phones here and see if Fester, bring up my call screener so I know the names of the folks we're talking to here. Daniel in Tampa. Daniel, you're on AT&T?
Oh, yeah, I've had AT&T for a while now.
Oh, well, you're dialing in, so it's working. Did you know that there was some type of a system outage earlier today?
Well, I was up at 3 in the morning this morning, getting ready for work, and then I couldn't call anybody. I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't log on to my bank account and do certain things. And that's not the first time it's happened. Just AT&T constantly gives me issues, and I'm going to switch here sometime soon. But, yeah, it's always giving me issues, and I'm just fed up with it.
All right, so, Daniel, when did your service come back? Because clearly you're calling us on AT&T now, and it is working. When did you notice that service was restored?
Almost about 5 this morning, about 5:15 around there.
All right, so your first problem was after 3 a.m. this morning, right?
Yeah, everything went out. I couldn't call. I had no internet on my phone,
Gotcha.
no signal.
All right. Daniel, thanks for being a listener. I appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
Have a great one. Kimber, why do I know that Kimber? Oh, she was the crazy girlfriend in Nip Tuck, right?
Yeah,
Kimber.
that was the name of the girlfriend. Yeah.
Kimber's in St. Pete. Kimber, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi.
Kimber, you ever hear that? The crazy, nutty girlfriend on Nip Tuck years ago?
No, I never watched Nip Tuck.
Anyway, so Kimber in St. Pete, are you on AT&T?
Yes, I am, and I still do not have any data service. I have to just go to Wi-Fi. I check to Fester a lot. I'm the one that works for Tradewinds, and I've been trying to sell Fester a puppy, but he'll never get back with me on that.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You work at the Tradewinds, but you're trying to sell Fester a pup. Are you a breeder on the side?
Yes, I am.
What kind of dog? What breeds do you specialize in, or just one?
Mostly Morkies or Morshies, and what that is.
What's a Morkie and a Morshie?
Morkie is half Maltese and half Yorkie. The other one is half Maltese and half Shih Tzu.
What if I want a Morweiler? What if I want a half Maltese, half Rottweiler? Could you produce that for me?
No,
what a Morweiler.
no, that will never happen.
All right. So your data is still down on AT&T.
Yeah, it just keeps on going to SOS, and I have to just go on Wi-Fi. I'm a chauffeur, and I pick people up at the airport, so I had to go inside to use the airport phone and page people all morning.
Kimber, what don't you do? You breed dogs, you work at the trade winds, you're a chauffeur.
Kimber, please pick up the white courtesy phone.
All right.
Thank you, Kimber. Have a great day. Lorna's on I-75 somewhere. Lorna, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Lorna, we're fantastic. All right, did you suffer from the AT&T cell outage early this morning?
I absolutely did. I work from home. I live in Valrico. I'm a nurse, so I rely on my phone a lot. So
Of course.
The reason I knew that it was down was because I had information on my laptop that wasn't relaying over to my phone, and I looked down on my phone and saw the SOS sign.
Oh, so you had the SOS as well. That seems to. I don't think I ever get SOS. I'll just see like maybe my bars are non-existent. And then, Lorna, what time did your AT&T service seem to come back?
It came back around about 5:15 because I was on Teams with my coworkers.
Gotcha.
They were actually having to help me out with the phone calling individuals. So,
all right, Lorna, I'm glad you're back because obviously, listen, the phones are like lifeline. All of us, we're so reliant on these things. It's like a total like meltdown crisis if our phones don't work. Lorna, thank you. Appreciate it. Two more, Andrew. That's it. Let me grab Bernadette in Clearwater. Bernadette, you're on AT&T and you're claiming, well, you're calling us, so it is working.
It is working. I am on East Lake Road going south to Clearwater from Trinity.
And when did you notice your service was down, and when did it come back, or did you not even know it was down?
No, I was sleeping, so no, I did not know it was.
Yeah, and that's why I asked the question, because a lot of folks probably didn't even know it was down. 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Apparently, service was down for many people. Bernadette, thanks for listening.
You are welcome. Thank you.
You bet. Dion, Brandon, and then I'll take Alex, and then we'll end with Alex. Dion, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Yeah, I just heard you in the morning. I just found out that mine's not working either.
Hold on, but you're calling us, so is data not working?
I'm calling you through the other phone. I'm calling you through my other phone.
What service
Apple.
are you calling us on?
It's an Apple phone from the job.
Yeah, but what carrier?
Carrier? I think it's T-Mobile.
All right, so you're calling us on a second phone, which you think is T-Mobile. Your AT&T phone is still not working?
Yeah, and I rebooted, and it's still not working.
All right, thank you, Dion. Sorry to hear. So maybe some people are still having some issues.
Right.
All right, one more call. Alex in Tampa. Alex, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, sir. How are you?
Doing fine. All right, so you're not on AT&T. You're on T-Mobile?
I'm on T-Mobile, but this morning about 4:15, I got a text from them saying that my new voicemail password is this. I'm not going to say it out loud, but it said this, and if I didn't request this, to call customer service at the 611 number.
Yeah.
Of course, I called this morning, and they're not awake yet. Business hours or whatever, but it was just a weird text from my carrier, T-Mobile.
Yeah, again, it appears that AT&T cellular service was most affected nationwide this morning with an outage, but also some T-Mobile and Verizon customers reportedly have some issues as well. Just sounds like there's some kind of glitch. Yeah. Seriously, I'm wondering if it was like the Chinese or the Russians activating some kind of a little, stealth virus worm or something.
A little test glitch.
Yeah, little test glitch, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm not a conspiratorialist, but listen, if you don't think that those countries are all jammed up in our infrastructure, woo-wee.
Yeah.
All right, so
Correct.
thanks for the call, pal. All right, so hopefully everyone's cell service. Because listen, your phone breaks, everyone goes into panic mode. We're so beholden, we're so tied to these devices. If anything doesn't work like right away, we panic. Oh my God, my phone's not working. Oh my God, I don't.
Or the internet. And I mean, we survived. We used to live without the internet. Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, Roxanne, you recently had a brush with none other than Leonard Fournette.
I even think that brush is a strong word.
You sent me the note that during your recent coaching for
Right.
up-and-coming NFL players on how to deal with the media and public relations. You said that you saw Leonard Fournette.
Correct. Saw. That's it.
Oh, hold on. You didn't talk to Leonard Fournette?
No, but that's kind of funny in and of itself.
You didn't ask Lenny if he heard about the MJ Morning Show song during the big Tom Brady Super Bowl win year with the Bucks?
I did not. I saw him. You know, everybody says he is the absolute nicest guy.
Yeah.
And I was kind of sitting in the lobby. Are we going to listen to the song? It is a good song.
Yeah,
I'll sit down. I'll stop talking.
Yeah,
Let's listen.
listen. All right. Yeah, remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Guess I should have known by the way he wore his hat sideways that he was badass. He's the type of player Tom Brady can rely on to run it or catch a pass. It leaves the defense numb when the party Lenny's lined up. Who else are you gonna choose? Oh, it was Super Bowl night. I guess that makes it alright, 'cause we know the defense is gonna lose. And honey, I said Leonard Fournette.
All right, so where did you see Leonard Fournette?
So I was sitting in the lobby, at the place where I do my training.
Where
right?
was it?
At a gym, at a local gym. It's a huge gym.
Okay.
And so I was there, and Leonard trains there.
Okay.
And
So
he
Leonard
came
is
in-
still in town?
Yes.
So who does Leonard play for now?
I believe he's currently not on an active roster.
How could he not? The guy's a great player. How could he not be on an active roster?
Well,
You guys have your careers end.
the limited spots on rosters. But the good news is he's working out. He looks great. He's in shape
Hold
if
on.
the team needs him. Okay.
Bring up his Wikipedia. How old is Leonard Fournette? The guy still has juice in the engine, right?
I know, but running backs, it's a tough. They don't
He's
have long
29
careers. in
years
the NFL.
old.
He's
And
what?
29 years old,
All right.
and apparently he signed with the Buffalo Bills.
When?
good.
So is he with the Bills now? Did he play last season?
On the front page of Google says current team Buffalo Bills.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
I was going to say 29 years old. That's, not that old in the NFL. 29?
A month ago, the Bills moved him to the practice squad, so he's on the tail end of his career.
That's too bad. But everyone always says that Leonard Fournette's a really nice guy. So he must still live in town.
He does. Fun fact, 2.5 years is the average.
Please don't say fun fact.
The average NFL career is 3.3 years.
Really?
That's crazy, right? The average NFL career is 3.3 years, and 2.5 years is average for a running back. I saw him from afar in the gym, and my immediate thought is like, oh I have to tell him about our amazing song.
Roxanne, with the email you sent me, hey, I ran into Leonard Fournette. It sounded like you had a conversation with him.
No, I said, I did media coaching. I'm reading it verbatim. I did media coaching today, and I saw Leonard Fournette. I thought of our song about him.
Okay, well,
I saw him across the room.
Hold on. If you send me an email that says you did media coaching with up-and-coming NFL players.
He's not up and coming. No,
but
he's not.
But you saw Leonard Fournette. That would seem to imply that you had better contact than seeing Leonard Fournette 58 feet away.
Nope, just 58 feet away. Like I said, I have impulse control, and while I wanted to say, Leonard, have you heard our song on the MJ Morning Show about you? I refrained.
Did I ever tell you about the time I saw Booger McFarland at Cash and Carry? And I was like, hey, Boog. He's like, what's up? And that was it. It was awesome.
Well, that was more interaction than me.
Made me want to pick my nose.
Jeez.
Wow.
7:15. You got me all choked up over here. All right, 7:15 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. It's our how many minutes? Hour and 20 minutes.
It's 2 hours. An hour and 20 minutes?
No. It's
100 minutes.
Jeez, it's an hour and 20 minutes is what we do.
And not 120 minutes.
Which is a total of 80 minutes.
80 minutes.
Yeah. So an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ rolls. And Andrew points out that it's usually longer. So I over-deliver. So an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next, but it always ends up being like an hour 25 or even more. And it starts next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Oh. Fester issue and an angry listener here on the MJ Morning Show who has written me off, is done with me, finished, kaput, has unfollowed me on Insta. You know what? Let me deal with this first, then the Fester issue, then the Baker Mayfield stuff, which is very interesting. A ton of stories floating around that seem to indicate that it's not a lock that he's coming back to the Buccaneers, although there was a report that he was overheard a week or two ago. I guess the audio wasn't very clear, but he seemed to be indicating that he wanted to stay in Tampa Bay. Anyway, so interesting item with Baker Mayfield and a towel. Right. First, though, this will just take a second, and then we'll get into the Fester Billy Joel Sting concert dilemma for this weekend, which, by the way, I'm going to be at Ray J this Saturday night for the first time in, I can't tell you the last time I was in Ray J, but I'm going to be at the concert.
Cool.
So I was invited. So hold on, we'll get to that in a second. First of all, I would like to address Terry McConnell. You know, I don't know. Terry could be listening because do you know the number of times over the years that people will send me an email or I'm never listening to you again. Oh, you did it this time. You pissed me off this time. I'm never going to listen to you again. You got it to my last nerve, MJ. Blah, 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 blah. So, in fact, I guess I could use that. I could use the audio bite from the audio direct message on Instagram that dude Christopher sent me. Was it Christopher David or something yesterday? Remember?
MJ.
Yeah. I mean, so...
MJ.
I mean, we love all of our listeners, but a lot of listeners think the ultimate insult is to tell us, I'm never listening again.
Well, Terry McConnell wrote me at 1:47 and 29 seconds yesterday. Wow, yes, I got it down to the second.
You got a couple hours to think about it, apparently.
Terry McConnell sent me an email to MJ at mjmorningshow.com, and the subject line was Bindi, B-I-N-D-I.
Oh, Bindi, yeah.
And this is very short and sweet. Terry wrote to say, and this is a Terry with an I, so it seems to be a female Terry, T-E-R-R-I. Terry wrote, I quit listening to you today. Also, stop following you on Instagram.
Oh. Terry quit you.
Oh, no.
She's done.
I hope Bindi and her family never hear that crack you made today. I was blown away. I know you can be rude, but hurtful. So, should that have been rude and hurtful? Listen, I am not a rude and hurtful person. Do I say something stinging or biting every once in a while? Come on. Give me a break. Okay. I mean, I think I'm a likable, decent guy.
Sure,
my head is, for the most part, screwed on straight. Do I say something for impact or shock value occasionally? Come on. So this listener obviously pissed off because we did a story yesterday about Zoo Tampa, still always the Lowry Park Zoo to me, but Zoo Tampa is opening a new exhibit. Is it next month? I think it's in March. And you get to wade with the stingrays, and you get to walk through with stingrays.
Right.
Yes.
And it's a couple of feet of water.
Yeah, it's this whole new exhibit. And listen, it looks pretty cool. Stingrays are great. And I made a comment that they ought to bring in Bindi Irwin, Steve Irwin's daughter, for the grand opening of the event. And I guess Terry McConnell didn't like it.
Well, we didn't even say why. We just said bring in Bindi.
Come on. I mean,
we didn't even.
Right, Terry,
we didn't even go for the next
Terry,
really rude line.
Terry, is your skin that thin? Really? So Steve Irwin succumbed to the stingray barb almost 18 years ago.
Wow, it's been that long?
Yes, it was 2000. I think it was look it up. I think it was 2006 or something. It was nearly 20 years ago. Oh my God, MJ, that's too soon. I don't know where I saw this, but there was also recently, it might have been like Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live within the last month or two. But I thought that they or some show had a Steve Irwin joke I mean, come on. I mean,
I think you can still make a joke. You, MJ, can make a joke, and you can love Steve Irwin. Like I feel like you,
I like Steve Irwin, Roxanne.
Yes, I know you do.
How do you know that?
I've always suspected that you really, really, really like Steve Irwin.
I've always liked Steve Irwin. I still like Steve Irwin. You know, Bindi has turned into a very nice young woman. Come on. So Terry's all pissed off because I made a slight little Steve Irwin Bindi joke about, hey, they ought to have them for the grand opening. I mean, because of the Steve Irwin Stingray incident. When did it happen? Like
2006.
Yeah, it's almost 18 years ago.
Now, in Terry's defense, I see what she's saying.
Oh, geez, now you're taking Terry's side.
I'm just going to say, I see what she's saying. Like, no amount of time can make Bindi miss her father less. That's a fact, all right? However, MJ is here to say things that you're listening to the radio and you're like, wait, did he really just say that? That's why we're here, to have a little shocking
It's a
humor.
radio
Listen,
show.
I don't go out of my way for shock value. I'm not a shock jock. I'm not I don't say things just to be, offensive, or I don't say things just, again, to get I'm just speaking my mind, and I'm sorry if there was just a quick thought about Steve Irwin and Bindi and the new Stingray exhibit that's opening up at Zoo Tampa. I mean, come on, Terry. And you know what? I bet you Terry's listening right now.
She said very, very clearly she's never listening again.
I mean, some people do that. They're like, I quit you, I'm done, never again, and they really stick to it. And others are like, 5 minutes and they're back. They can't stay away.
Well, no,
I'm hoping Terry's that one.
Well, that's been my experience, that I get people that I'm never listening to you again, and then they comment on something I said like the next day. So my bet is that Terry is listening right now, or will be, or whatever her time frame is that she typically. Terry McConnell, I apologize if I offended you, but. Listen, it's 18 years. It was a very big pop culture story, huge news item. I'm not the first one to make a little bit of a dig or a joke regarding the Stingray situation. Come on. I mean, I felt awful about Steve Irwin. I felt sorry that Bindi lost her dad when she was a little kid. And Andrew, what was that? Andrew was trying to tell me something. He's waving his hands frantically in there.
What is it, Andrew? Out loud, on the air.
Hello,
Sorry,
Andrew?
I was on the phone.
Okay, all right.
What's up?
Well, I was just pointing out that her husband hails from Seffner.
Oh, Bindi Irwin?
Yeah.
So Bindi is married to a guy from Seffner?
Chandler Powell is from Seffner, yes.
Who's Chandler Powell?
Her husband.
But is he like famous? Why would I know?
I don't know you'd call him famous.
Hold on. So how do you know his name is Chandler Powell?
They had the wedding
weird.
during their show.
What?
Yeah,
they had the wedding on their show.
They still do TV
all
stuff.
Right.
The
Okay.
family, and all right.
Does Bindi work with animals or something? Or
Yes, she does.
Okay,
Her family has a zoo.
Oh.
Every animal but stingrays.
Where's their zoo?
Australia.
Oh, Fester, you just pissed somebody else off now.
Listen,
now I'm going to get a call from Claudia. Claudia's going to say, I'm never listening to the show again because of what Fester said about stingrays.
I mean, listen.
Son of a... I could have mentioned Stingray Chevrolet or something, you know.
Bindi, let me tell you where to avoid if you get
hey, Bindi. Hey, Bindi, would you ever buy from Stingray Chevrolet after, a fine organization?
Norm, my apologies.
A fine dealership, Stingray Chevrolet. A fine Chevy operation.
Yeah,
all right. So
all right.
It's kind of weird that Andrew's like he knows Bindi's husband's name.
Do you
know Bindi's husband's former address in Seffner?
Yeah, right off
I
of Highway 92.
can't give that out.
Okay.
Right off of Highway 92.
All right.
I'm not a one-upper. You know that. I'm not a. Some guys are one-uppers.
Right.
But I got a really odd MJ Morning Show complaint yesterday as well.
Really?
Yeah, it came in on our Facebook page. I guess it came in on Friday, and I check it regularly, but maybe not every day. This is from Robin. I'm listening to you guys because someone else at work has you on their system.
Oh, I love those people.
Yes.
Oh, I don't listen to you. I'm forced to listen to you. I'm listening to you only because somebody else is listening to you. Okay, go on.
You are angry about people eating with backward forks? Like... What business is it of yours?
Dude, this is from last Friday.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I got it on Friday. It came in on Friday, and I saw it yesterday.
Oh, you just saw it?
Yeah,
okay.
I just saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
And why do you think And why do you watch other people eat? Grow up and get angry about something that really matters, like hungry children or victims of abuse.
Hold on, they really grow up and get angry about something real like hungry children?
Yes.
Or victims of abuse. My God, what sets people off? It's like, what the...
Hey, I got something that's about to blow everybody's mind.
Oh, no.
Do.
Yeah.
Guess what today is? Guess what today is?
It's Thursday, the 22nd of February, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
What's the significance of today?
Fester, any guesses?
I don't know what.
I'm surprised Andrew didn't know.
I do know.
You do know.
What is it?
Steve Irwin's birthday.
Oh my! Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Today,
February 22nd.
Today's his birthday.
Yeah,
oh
Pisces.
My
That's
God.
why he loved being in the water so much.
That is a little do. That is. Wow.
Hold on, did you say he likes being in the water because he's a Pisces?
Yes, I'm a Pisces. I would know.
All right, now
Yep, shut you down, didn't it?
Wrapping up on now the latest complaint about the fork deal, and I had mentioned earlier in the week that I wanted to bring this back up.
Yeah.
So what's this person's name?
This is Robin.
Robin Fleischhacker.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening, Robin.
So no, she doesn't listen, or maybe
she was forced to listen.
Forced to listen to somebody.
She's held hostage at her place of employment where somebody's listening to us.
Yeah, actually, we did this a little later in the show last Friday, and I just made an observation because I had just seen it recently at a restaurant that I don't like backward fork eaters.
Well, you're looking at one, mister.
Yeah,
I'm a sometimes backward fork eater.
I like using a fork where you pick up the fork and you use it kind of like a scoop, a shovel, and I feed myself in a tines in horizontally. I don't like the people that use their fork, pick up their meat, and then they hold the fork straight up in the air and they eat it backward. It just drives me crazy. It just looks odd to me. Somebody had called in and said, oh, that's more of a European thing.
It is.
But you see a lot of people doing it. I think there are more normal fork eaters, but you have, again, the backward fork eaters. And I just made a comment. This was last Friday that backward fork eaters, I don't like them.
Well, it's called continental style. And if you come to my house and eat dinner with me, I will eat American style. But if I'm in a restaurant, especially a fancy restaurant, I always eat continental style. I don't know why.
Are you conscious of this?
Again, I have a fork that I've just pulled out of the little credenza behind me, and I have a plastic fork, and I'm going to demonstrate on MJTV. See, this is how I eat. I cut my food, and I take my fork, or I'm scooping up some stuff, and this is how I eat. See?
This is a savage scooper.
Just like this. I go, The backward fork eaters, they like stab their food and then they eat like this. They hold the fork straight up with the back of the fork facing outward.
Kind of like
yeah. And I'm doing this. I'm doing this on MJTV right now.
Well, let's dig into this. Why do you hate this? Do you feel like the fork is like a shooting you a bird or something? Or what do you feel like?
It just angers me. I don't like it. It's one of these weird little things that I don't like backward fork eaters.
So what if like the nicest person in the world was dining with you and you're like, gosh, this person, like we click, we have all the same, we have similar views, and all of a sudden they do the backward fork. You're like, I hate this guy.
No. Let me clarify. I don't hate them as a human being. I just hate the way they utilize the fork. All right? I think it's forked up. All right?
Yeah.
And now I got this woman, what's her name?
That was Robin.
And she's all forking mad at me, because of my disdain for backward fork eaters.
Okay. Not to go backwards now.
Yes.
Who is the person that sent you the complaint about Bindi?
Terry.
Terry McConnell.
Virgil, another MJ Morning Show.
Terry McConnell, yes.
A very astute listener named Virgil just contacted me.
Via text?
Steve Irwin's widow was Terry.
Get out of that. That is not true.
Terry Irwin.
Oh, I gotta say.
Not that Terry.
But not this,
our listener.
Not this Terry.
Not our listener. No. That's the name. That'd be really crazy. No.
Hey, should I take a couple of calls again on the backward fork eating? You know what? I'm telling you, the reason why I brought this up again, this came up on the show last Friday about backwards fork eaters, so almost a week ago. And I said earlier this week that I wanted to bring this back up on the show because the response was massive. I had so many emails or direct messages from people. And folks, you can always email me. If you want to praise me, if you want to complain about me, if you want to threaten that you're never going to listen again, you can reach me on my private email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. Or my DMs are open. My Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. So just for the heck of it, Andrew, I'm not going to turn this into a 10, 15-minute thing, but I'll take a couple of calls. Is anyone else viscerally upset because I find backward fork eating odd, and it just kind of it just kind of angers me. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not going to get violent. It's like, but when I see a backward fork eater, I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Oh, and I got another email from a guy that said, "Hey, have you run out of material?" Seriously. And I wanted to bring this up earlier in the week. I got an email from a guy, and I don't have the email in front of me. I don't know his name, but he's like, "Really? You're talking about backward fork eating? Clearly, you've run out of material. What? I can't make observations on the show?"
Well, I was in the car on Friday when you guys first spoke about this, and I didn't want to get out of the car because I was very invested in this conversation. Right. And so when we get callers today, we want to hear, which way do you like to fork?
Because you're
a biforkule or
you're a forking weirdo.
Yeah, well, I'm biforkule. I mean, I want to see if other callers will fork. Fork both ways.
Roxanne's been bi almost her entire adult life.
Yeah, my entire adult life, I've been biforkule.
This is clearly all forked up. All right, folks, would you like to weigh in on just a couple of minutes here? Would you like to weigh in on the whole backward fork eating issue, which originally popped up on the show last Friday, but clearly has made an impact? 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. 800-990-1047. Are you a backward fork eater? Do you also have a problem with backward fork eaters? Does it bother you like it bothers me? Because it upsets me. I don't like backward fork eating. And you were totally intrigued. You had an appointment last Friday. You left the show early, and you couldn't even get out of your car.
No, because I was actually mad at you because I was like, how dare? I mean, like I felt hurt because I'm the kind of fork eater you don't like. Except in my home.
All the lines are ringing. I'm going to grab a couple of phone calls. Then we got to get into Fester's Billy Joel and Sting concert dilemma. I've got the Baker Mayfield stuff with just a weird towel story, which we'll get into in just a second. I'm looking at we got a lot of stuff to get to. 2 beaches in the Tampa Bay area. On these beach lists also drive me nuts. I'm going to speak my mind on the whole beach stuff. I'm looking at 2 massive piles of stuff we got to get to in this long chunk of the MJ Morning Show. Of course, we're going an hour and 20 minutes nonstop right now. No interruptions, just nonstop content right here on the MJ Morning Show. We do it every single morning. Lisa in Bradenton. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Lisa, thoughts on backward fork eating?
I think the way you eat in America is disgusting. You should eat with a knife and fork and don't shovel your food into your mouth like a cement mixer.
Lisa, I'm obsessed with you. Can we be best friends?
Oh, my God.
I love Lisa.
Would you like to have some tea? Would you like to have some tea and crumpets at 4 o'clock today?
I love Lisa.
No, we don't eat crumpets. That's a myth. We eat scones and jam.
You like jam and spotted dick in your mouth, right?
Spotted dick is good, yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
All right.
I've just lost another listener. All right,
Lisa, thank you.
I'm Lisa's number 1 fan.
Well,
that's the best, one of the best calls we've ever
Spotted
had.
dick is a British dessert. All right, so Lisa, you eat with the fork the way that I'm describing?
Yes, and with a knife. And don't put the knife down while you're eating. You continue with your knife and fork.
Yes.
Using a fork as a spoon to shovel it in is gross, and I hate sitting across from someone. It's like watching someone shoveling cement into a cement mixer.
What? This is great. So I don't like the way Lisa eats. Lisa's not going to like the way that I eat.
No.
It's like I hate you, you hate me.
I think you guys should have a listener MJ lunch together.
Yeah.
Let's just eat across from each other. So Lisa, what do you think of Prince Harry?
Waste of space.
So you think he's a wanker?
Yes, total tosser.
A tosser. I love it. Wanker, tosser. Hey, Lisa, have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Lisa.
Chris is in Lakeland. Hey, Chris, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Oh, MJ, how you doing?
Doing fine there, Chris. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm just telling you, the backwards fork eaters, they're just snobs, man. It's a snobby way to eat.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good way to put it. I think that I didn't use that term, but you know what? Maybe it comes across as snobby. Exactly.
Well, that's why I do it at fancy restaurants.
Oh, geez. So you don't
want
do
to
it.
look like a snob?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. You gotta look the part, right? Eating at the fancy restaurant. Yeah. Revel in it.
So you're one of those. Yeah, he jumps off a bridge. You got to jump off a bridge too.
No. I got the group doing the fancy fork eating at the restaurant.
Chris, thanks for the call. Hey, two more on this, and I got to move on. Karen in Riverview. Oh, Karen's a backward fork eater. Yes, Karen, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Thank you. How are you today, guys?
We're fabulous. All right, so you're a backward fork utilizer.
Oh, definitely. My mother was from the UK, and that's how she taught me to eat.
Yeah. Backward fork eaters. Now, what about the rest of your family? Are they backward fork eaters, or are you the only one?
Actually, my half-brother...
Is she on AT&T? Hello? Hello?
All right.
Just lost Karen.
Something.
Oh, hang on. Karen.
Are you still there?
Yeah, Karen, go ahead. You just came back. Go ahead.
Okay, so my half-brother can fork eater, but my son, he eats backwards as well, because that's the way I taught him.
Yeah, Ben, he's American-born, I would imagine. Karen, thank you. All right, last call on this, and we got to move on. Patty in Clearwater. Hi, Patty.
Hi, how are you today, MJ?
We're doing fine. Go ahead.
Short and sweet. My father was military, lived all over the world, and if you held your fork backwards and ate out of it backwards, you would be in a lot of trouble. I have 8 siblings, and he did not allow that.
Was he Army or Marines or what branch?
Air Force.
Air Force. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
You too, Patty. Look at that. I'm telling you, the phones are all lit up here. I could do this for the next hour on backward fork eating. But
Take one more.
No, I'm done. I'm all done. All right, I got to move on to Fester.
Yes.
So what's the issue?
What's not the issue?
This popped up on the show last fall. Fester, this is odd. You sent me an email last night that now your wife does not want to go to Billy Joel and Sting at the stadium this weekend. And then you wrote me a note that I don't know why I bought the tickets in the first place. But
I'm in all kinds of trouble with this.
The dilemma is that Fester bought handicap seats. And then Fester was talking about how he had to go rent a wheelchair or something. I mean, what?
I got my hands on a wheelchair. Let me just say.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know how this goes down. MJ, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
This weekend, it's Saturday night. It's Sting and Billy Joel. Sting opens, and then Billy Joel. I think Sting's on for about an hour and a half. Billy Joel does about 2 hours. Hold on, I got the actual schedule here. Yeah, from Tampa Sports Authority. Hang on a minute. I've got.
So I've seen Billy Joel in concert with Elton John, where it was, a whole Elton John, a whole Billy Joel, and then they jammed together for like an hour.
I saw that years ago at the Ice Palace or whatever, St. Pete Times Fort, whatever it was back then. But here's the schedule. Gates open at 5:30 at Ray J for Sting and Billy Joel. Sting is on from 7 to 8:40, and then Billy Joel is on from 9 to 11:15. So what do you have? You have an hour and 40 minutes of Sting, and then 2 hours, 15 minutes of Billy Joel.
So when the concert was announced.
And I'm going. So Michelle and I will be there, because we were invited by friends. They got a hold of 4 tickets, and they invited us to join them. So we're going to be going to the concert. I'll be there. So, Fester, you ended up buying wheelchair seats where there's no actual seat.
At the time, I did not know I was buying the app, the Ticketmaster app. While it's convenient for buying tickets, it's not a very good map of the stadium. It's not very good coloring. It's like white with gray dots. I couldn't see where I was ordering these tickets. And I buy them, and I bought them right away, and I bought them as soon as, and I'm not like this. I don't even know why I did it. I'm not a big concert ticket buyer in the first place.
Yeah, so why did you buy the tickets?
Because I think Billy Joel's going to die soon.
No, he's not going to.
Oh my gosh,
he's not going to die soon.
I feel that way.
He's not like one of those rock stars that's led a really rough life.
Well, he kind of had a little bit. He had a couple of rough patches.
Did
Oh yeah, he had a little drinking issue for a while. Yeah,
I am of the belief that everybody.
He crashed into some parked cars.
I am of the belief that everybody who I was a fan of, especially growing up, which I was a big Billy Joel fan, I still am, I think they're going to die. I mean, I missed out on Merle Haggard, and I've been pissed off about that ever since. But, listen, Billy Joel, legend, I'm a big fan. I wanted to go. So I buy the tickets, and I was thinking at the time, this would be great because the concert is a week and a half after Valentine's Day. So it's kind of 2 birds, 1 stone. Right? I get to go to the concert. I get to give my wife this lovely Valentine's Day gift.
But then you had to break it to Allison, your wife, that you bought 2 handicap seats. And there were no seats, that you have to have a wheelchair to park in the spot.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I don't know how this is going to go.
Remember, when you bought the seats last fall, I remember on the show you said, hey, I need to get 2 wheelchairs for the Billy Joel and Sting concert.
So I clearly made an error in buying the tickets in the wheelchair row. Not trying to, and I got angry messages from people who need those seats about how irresponsible it was.
How dare you? You took the seats we need.
Right.
But now you're talking about not going. So what are you going to do?
Allison, at the time, I guess she rope-a-doped me into saying, oh, it'll be okay. Once the concert comes around, I'll sell the tickets. I might have said that one time. So then Allison reminds me yesterday, she goes, hey, the concert's this weekend. How's the sale of the tickets going? And I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm probably going to go to the concert and I'll take my daughter. And she's like, you're going to do what? You're going to take your daughter to the wheelchair row to see Billy Joel and Sting? She goes, sell the tickets. And I'm like, I'm not going to sell the tickets. Now I'm in between a rock and a hard place.
Well, now you got to find someone that needs wheelchair seats.
Do they? Well, what if I sold them the tickets and the wheelchair that I have? They can go.
Where did you get a wheelchair? You went out and got a wheelchair?
I got one.
Oh my!
Let's not worry too much about how I got it. I got it. And my plan is to go in a wheelchair and have my daughter push me in.
Oh my! Oh, come on! Really?
I don't sell the tickets. And I have.
So then, where does your daughter sit?
I mean, they have to have a.
Is there a?
She'll stand up and jump around the whole time. I'm not worried about. She'll sit crisscross applesauce between sets next to me. I don't care about that.
All right, anyway, when are you going to know whether you're going to the show? I mean, it's kind of late to try to sell wheelchair seats.
Is it? I don't know. I mean, aren't wheelchair people spur of the moment people too?
You're just go to like a shopping center parking lot and just wait for people to come out in the handicap spot. Say, hey, you want to buy my Billy Joel and Sting tickets?
I mean, and then Ticketmasters, they're going to take another chunk of change away from me, right? They're going to charge a fee for selling it on their site. I think I'm just going to the concert. Allison's super pissed because I tried to swing it by as a Valentine's Day gift that didn't go over well. I ended up giving her another Valentine's Day gift that is an absolute home run, though. Home run Valentine's Day gift.
What was that?
The unlimited refill soda at Circle K. She uses it every day. So I redeemed myself with that. Nonetheless, I have anybody want some handicap tickets? I'll only charge you a little bit over face value. Get a hold of me.
So text Fester on his private cell number.
Text me.
813-310-8444. Text Fester on his cell, 813-310-8444. So
it was like $550 for the 2 tickets. It was a lot of money I spent. It's not like me.
No, I'm not doing early traffic on the MJ Morning Show at the Chips theme.
Yeah, what is going on?
I was watching Chips last night. I'm actually about to finish up the whole series. You know, I watched the entire original Hawaii Five-0. I finally finished that up. So I watched all 10 seasons. I think it was 10 maybe 12 I watched all 12 seasons of the original Hawaii Five-0, and I started it like last spring, and I finally finished up a couple of weeks ago.
Was this back when they had like 22 episodes in a season?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Seriously, those were like serious seasons of television. And man, Jack Lord, Steve McGarrett, the original Hawaii Five-0 ran from 1968 when I was 2 years old, and it ended in 1980. And in 1980, I was only 14 years old. And that show is just great. And McGarrett, Jack Lord, totally underrated as an actor. He was fantastic. And I got through all of the Hawaii Five-0s, and then I started watching Chips. I'm now on the final season of Chips, and Larry Wilcox, John, he quit after season 5. So he's and season 6 kind of sucks. It's just weird stories. They got UFOs, and they totally jumped the shark. But I'm going to finish it up. I've got like another 10 episodes. So I'm watching Chips. And listen, it's not like I'm sitting there focused like I'm, some kind of zombie. I put it on in the background. I'm, doing show prep. I'm looking for items for the show, and I got Chips on the TV.
You're enjoying it, right?
So listen, I'm giving it 60% attention, and I'm just kind of enjoying this stuff and seeing the old cars, the old, old LA from the 1980s, etc. And last night I'm watching an episode of Chips, and this audio bite comes on. I'm like, oh man, I gotta grab it. So I grabbed this audio bite.
I don't know what it's all about. And if I did know what it was all about, I wouldn't tell you.
What's what about?
Roxanne.
Who's Roxanne?
A girl who's been calling you for Harlan.
With a voice like hot fudge dripping off a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
So Roxanne, with a voice like hot fudge dripping off a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
That's quite a description.
I don't know where that came from. But, well, let me play that one more time. From Chips. This is a 1983 episode of Chips, the final season before the show was canceled.
I don't know what it's all about. And if I did know what it was all about, I wouldn't tell you.
What's what about?
Roxanne.
Who's Roxanne?
A girl who's been calling you for Harlan.
With a voice like hot fudge dripping off a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
So now that's going to be Roxanne's description from now on. Yeah.
We need to work that into some imaging.
Oh, man. All right, a couple of local items here on the MJ Morning Show. First of all, the woman that smashed her car through Beef O'Brady's up in, Wesley Chapel? Yeah. The woman that smashed her car through Beef O'Brady's and then tried to say the brakes failed. Oh, please, give me a break. You think the brakes failed? No. Lady, your accelerator worked. And you didn't get a chance to stop your car from probably doing 30 miles an hour through the front of Beef O'Brady's. But that's what the woman said. Oh, my brakes failed. Yeah, okay. Hey, Florida Highway Patrol, did you test the brakes? I'm guessing that her brakes work absolutely fine.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
Yeah, listen, she's not that old either.
She's on the bubble. She's not young.
She's 73.
Nobody says 73 is young.
These days, 73 is not that. I would think a woman smashes her car, and I'm not talking about like dipped in like a foot. She was all the way through the place.
The whole car was in.
No, I mean, she was in the back of the Beef O'Brady's. I mean, she was doing some speed. So, 73-year-old woman from San Antonio, Florida, not Texas, crashed her car right through Beef O'Brady's. It happened yesterday morning around 10 a.m. Hey, it's a good thing it wasn't lunchtime. If this were like 12 noon, 12:30, 1 p.m., you could have had injuries or fatalities. It could have been a whole different story.
I think 10 a.m. is just when they open up.
Yeah, the woman was traveling eastbound in a parking lot right off State Road 54 in Wesley Chapel, and she apparently was attempting to turn left into a parking space, and I mean, her brake. First of all, were you entering the parking space at 45 miles an hour? I mean,
That's the other
come
thing.
Come on. You're turning into a parking spot, and clearly she mashed down on the accelerator. She made a mistake. And, oh, my God! Whoa, see it beeps! Tell you what,
Man.
Beef O'Brady's, they got a beef with her because she wrecked their lunch business yesterday. They got a beef, all right.
You know, this Beef O'Brady needs a drive-through. That's what this needs.
I don't think there are any Beef O'Brady's drive-thrus.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so she's trying to pull into a parking spot at, 58 miles an hour.
Oh, man.
She clearly jammed down on the accelerator, and then she told the FHP, oh, my brakes failed. Okay, yeah.
She didn't know what happened.
Yeah, she had no clue.
Yeah, suddenly 73
She's
is not that old. Huh?
She's all scared and confused. Call Rob. I'm all scared and confused. Yeah, so the FHP said she lost control of the car. Listen, I've got this crash investigation. The summary's all done. She hit the gas instead of the brake and smashed her freaking car through Beef O'Brady's. What kind of car is that?
This is a Hyundai Santa Fe.
Well, and that
And then
thing
she had
is
the Santa Fe chicken wraps.
she smashed it. Did she really?
It's new on the Southwest menu at Beef's.
So look at the pictures on the inside.
Jeez.
The two front doors, she blew them right off the hinges. The two glass front doors were totally jacked.
They're ripped off.
I'm sorry, they're ripped.
They're ripped off.
Yeah, I don't want to. I didn't want to say what I was going to. So they were ripped off the hinges. The doors were blown right out. I mean, she cleanly drove right through. It's like she centered up right through the two front doors, blew them right off the frame, and the car, it's not like a couple of feet into, like, with the reception area. No, she is in the whole restaurant. I mean, she was going at speed, and she did not stop until she hit the back wall and booths at, you know what she said? She said, I'll have a booth. Yes, hi, do you have a booth? Yeah, her car is just, it obliterated this Beef O'Brady's.
Oh, man.
I mean, are they open? I can't imagine they're open yet.
I mean, the kitchen wasn't ruined. I guess you could get takeout.
Yeah.
But, man, I feel
What
bad
a
for these
mess.
guys.
Whole place just obliterated. And, oh, my brakes failed. No, they didn't fail. There's nothing wrong with your brakes. You smashed on your accelerator.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. Another old fart makes a big mistake.
Anybody have a custom version? Yeah.
Bester.
Brakes and beef.
Oh, here we go.
I know.
I got
You
one.
have one? Okay, go for it.
All right, here we go. I got a custom version of Hit the Gas instead of the brake. Here we go. I think I got it in my head. Hang on. Here we go. I went to Beef's for some wings. Now my car is filled with dings.
Ooh, good. I mean, dings is an understatement, but the rhyme works.
Yeah, look at that. How about that for a car? You got one, Roxanne?
Well, it was a woman who
Let's
did it.
go.
No, I have to tell you, it was a woman who did it.
Yeah.
So this isn't going to make sense. Can we pretend like it was a guy who did it?
No, it's a 73-year-old woman
You know,
that
MJ,
smashed
hold on.
into Beef's.
Let's let her take some creative license.
okay.
Give us what you got.
Okay, all right, here we go.
I smashed my car right into Beef O'Brady's. Guess I won't be going out with all the ladies. That works.
That could work
That
either way.
works.
It could work either way.
Yeah, because she's taking him to Bridge or to Canasta or what.
Canasta. All right, Fester, do you have one?
I don't. I'm trying to think of
Oh,
beefs
wow,
and breaks.
Fester's coming
I
up
know.
dry.
I'm really. This is hard. Beefs is hard.
All right, moving along here. Another Tampa Bay related story that we're on the best beaches in the world list again. You know, can I be honest? What are you chortling at over there?
Somebody says the Beef O'Brady's in Sun City actually does have a drive-through. Yes, I just got it on text.
That was done by Gertrude, 87 years old, last July. All right, now, I just don't like the best beaches. It's like every 6 months, it's like, oh, the best beaches in the world list is out. Now, a beach that was like a top-rated beach last year, what is it suddenly going to suck the next year? Come on.
It's off the top 10.
Look, the bottom line is that we've got great beaches here in the Tampa Bay area, whether it's St. Pete Beach, Clearwater, whether Fort DeSoto. We've got great beaches. And the latest list is out, TripAdvisor. First of all, TripAdvisor, I think TripAdvisor's easily, it's user input right on TripAdvisor. I don't know. I typically don't put, let me tell you why. With restaurants, and I have, for instance, an affection for pizza, Italian food, sushi, and I've just seen some really lousy recommendations. You'll look at some restaurants and like what the good restaurants are, and I'll see I put the least weight in what TripAdvisor says, to be quite honest, because I've seen some really awful bad places that just frankly suck out loud have high ratings on TripAdvisor. Yeah. And I'm like, what? So I don't put a lot of stock in TripAdvisor. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest here.
But it's interesting to see what they at least come up with.
So TripAdvisor says that Siesta Beach is one of the top beaches in the world, came in at number 9 globally, and then the number 2 beach in the United States. Listen, it's a lovely area. It's a lovely beach.
The sand is very powdery.
Well, listen, we've got great beaches in many spots here in Florida and around the Tampa Bay area. But, every 6 months there's some new list about the greatest beaches. All right, maybe it's a good tourist generator. It's good PR, all right.
That's what it is. This is coming out in the middle of February where it's cold in most of the country. So they see the best beaches and, they plan a trip.
Congratulations to Siesta Beach, which is technically Manatee County?
It's in Sarasota.
Is it Sarasota? Is it over the?
Yeah,
okay, so right. All right, so that's right. It's just over the line from Manatee into
well, it's well into Sarasota.
Oh no, I'm
County.
sorry.
It's
it
south
is.
of Sarasota.
You're right. All right. Siesta Beach. All right, so it's like mid Sarasota County, right?
Right.
All right, my correction, please accept it. But anyway, we know we've got good beaches here. I don't get excited. But the point is, and this is probably what gets me a little amped up here, is that all the news stations, and the best beaches in the world list is out, and guess what? We've got some local beaches. It's like the same repetitive story over and over again. And then you've got beaches like Fort DeSoto, whatever, that have been on lists in the past, and then suddenly it's gone. They're not on the list anymore. Come on.
Like they've discovered a new beach in the last year.
It's not like Hazelwood Beach, the Exxon Valdez or something over there,
This was a beautiful beach until that tanker just ruined it.
All right, come on. All right, so the whole best beaches list just drives me nuts. Also, want to point out, and this also drives me crazy, and good for the crackdown. Did you see that St. Pete Police? They did a huge crackdown yesterday on drivers that refused to move over for vehicles in the emergency
vehicles.
Yeah, emergency vehicles over on the shoulder. It still amazes me, and I see it every day. You'll see the road rangers on the interstate, and I see it numerous times a week. I'll see a road ranger on the bridge, Howard Franklin Bridge, because I live in South Tampa, right over the bridge, and we have our studio is right here in St. Pete, right off of in between 4th and MLK, near Gandy. So I'm on the bridge all week long, and it just drives me nuts. You'll see even a trooper vehicle, or you'll see the road ranger, or they've expanded the move over law now, but watching the number of people that will sit in the right lane and blow by a road ranger who's out with their reflector vest on, helping a motorist, and then blow by these people at 75 miles an hour, 3 feet away from where they're standing. And it doesn't even dawn on these people to move over, even without the law. Why wouldn't you just do the right thing and move your freaking car over if you've got a disabled vehicle or an emergency vehicle? So the law previously was fire trucks, ambulances, tow trucks, police vehicles on the side of the road, you got to move over. They enhanced the law now, and we talked about this a couple of months ago. The new law is if there is a vehicle with emergency flashers on, a non-official or emergency vehicle, just a disabled vehicle with flashers on, or if someone is visible on the shoulder, right or left, outside of their vehicle, you've got to move over. And then St. Pete, I saw a couple of news stories on this yesterday, that there was a big enforcement in St. Pete yesterday, and they gave out over 100 tickets. They did enforcement on Gandy, Roosevelt, Ulmerton, where they had like vehicles, like emergency vehicles on the side.
Knowing you have to get over.
You got to get over.
Yeah,
and
you know what? I saw one go by. Now that I think about it.
You saw what go by?
An emergency vehicle. Yeah. So were they doing in that area? What you just said.
Well, they were parked on the shoulder. Did you see them on the shoulder?
Roxanne saw them once the operation was over and they were leaving.
Yes, I did.
All right, boys, let's head back to the station. Whoa, my head's tired riding all these tickets.
They were parked on the shoulder and then enforcing people that were not moving over.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you don't have to audit everything I say.
really,
I know what I'm talking about. Go
all
ahead,
Roxanne
Fester.
wanted to talk about was the fact that she saw a fire truck yesterday.
Yeah, thank you, Fester.
I saw
a fire truck.
I saw a fire truck.
I saw a fire truck.
No, it didn't seem like you were saying exactly what we're talking about.
No, I am.
They
Yes,
went after
yes, I
vehicles
am.
on
I
the move over laws, what they were doing. And over 100 citations were handed out yesterday. Folks, move over. And if you can't, and let's say you're boxed in and you can't move over, you have to drop your speed to at least 20 miles an hour below the posted speed. So if you're on Gandy and, 45, 50 miles an hour and you can't get over, you got to drop down to what? 30 if it's 20 under and it's 50 whatever.
Those tickets are $136 tickets.
So that $136 fine, and you could end up with points on your license as well.
Oh, wow.
But it's just the smart thing to do. Just pull the freak over when you see a disabled vehicle with flashers, somebody's out of the car, or certainly a tow truck, a road ranger, the police, whether it's highway patrol, whether it's sheriff's office, local police department, fire trucks, ambulances, EMT, move over. It's the law. And I'll tell you what I've seen in the past. I've seen one officer working an accident or some kind of issue on the side of the road, and I've seen someone fly by, and then I've seen another officer just happen to be watching the scene, and I've seen someone get pulled over for blowing by without pulling over or slowing down.
Every once in a while I see a terrible accident on YouTube or something where a cop has somebody pulled over and they get hit. They get hit. The eyes of the driver is just drawn toward the light, I guess.
Well, you know what they say is you point where your eyes are, that's where your car goes. So you'll notice that if you're looking at something, your car will drift that way. So
Never knew that.
All right, now moving along here, I mentioned Baker Mayfield, just a bunch of teams seem to have their eyes on Baker Mayfield, and we don't know really what's going on yet. Fester, is there any update this morning on, is Baker Mayfield going to stay with the Bucs? He certainly had a breakout season. He did remarkably better than anyone thought he would do. I think that Baker Mayfield potentially could be a franchise quarterback for us. It'd be great to keep Baker Mayfield because he really kind of came out of his shell, and he performed very well in a season that was supposed to be a dud. The Bucs ended up in the playoffs. So I think that Baker Mayfield certainly has a future in the league as a good quarterback. Tied some of the Brady stats, I believe, this past season.
I mean, a lot of this could just be negotiation ploys to get the Buccaneers to move a little faster.
Let me point out a couple of things. And then I'm gonna finish it up with this bizarre Broncos deal because there were rumblings, hey, the Denver Broncos might want to get their hands on Baker Mayfield. Broncos have had a rough season, obviously. But there are a couple of stories that caught my attention. Baker Mayfield favored to remain in NFC South and sign with the Falcons. So here's a story that I saw from Clutch Points. Baker Mayfield could continue his run through the NFC South with the Falcons. With a new coaching staff in place, the Atlanta Falcons are now focused on building out their roster. Quarterback is one position the Falcons could look to improve in. Oh, you think? Anyway, so now the rumors that maybe the Falcons, who the hell knows?
Yeah, anybody who needs a quarterback is going to give Baker a look.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. Buccaneers, this is from Heavy. Buccaneers predicted to replace Baker Mayfield with a 36 touchdown quarterback. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers could be an ideal landing spot for an enigma at quarterback. According to CBS Sports' Kyle Stackpole's mock draft, he predicts the Buccaneers to land University of Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr. with the number 26 overall pick. Is that a simulation or whatever?
Well, they have these these mock drafts.
Anyway, so the point is, there's a lot of chatter about Baker Mayfield. Is he going somewhere else? But then, just wrapping this up, this is the bizarre story. I'm all headed toward this right here. The Broncos may miss out on Baker Mayfield due to a bizarre incident 11 years ago. And I asked Roxanne earlier, or I think you indicated you thought you know what it was. And I said,
I know I knew what it was.
And I said, give me one word.
Yes,
And you said exactly what it was. I said, give me one word about this weird, bizarre incident 11 years ago.
Testing me.
Involving Baker Mayfield. And you said towel, which is 100% right. This is weird. And let me just share some of the story from, this is predominantlyorange.com. So predominantlyorange.com. At the end of the day, it might not be the Buccaneers potentially franchise tagging quarterback Baker Mayfield that could cause the Denver Broncos to miss out on the number 1 overall pick in NFL free agency. It might not be the complications from Russell Wilson contract or lack of a salary cap space. It might be even a better offer from a team if Mayfield has options to weigh. Now, this is where it gets bizarre. No, the thing that could end up preventing the Denver Broncos from signing Baker Mayfield in NFL free agency, if that's what they're motivated to do, might just be an incident 11 years ago at Texas Tech.
That's right.
Involving a current and massively important Denver Broncos assistant coach, something that Mayfield certainly hasn't forgotten. In a 2018 article on the Columbus Dispatch website, Mayfield once had an awkward run-in with current Denver Broncos quarterbacks coach Davis Webb when the two were teammates at Texas Tech. At the time, Webb was on scholarship and Mayfield was a walk-on. As Mayfield remembers it, Webb sent him to go fetch a towel during a rainy day practice so the footballs could be dried off. It was a Wednesday. I got out there, and it started to sprinkle, and Davis yells at me, "Go grab some towels," because his footballs were going to get rained on, and he wouldn't be able to grip them. And I kind of looked at him and like, are you kidding? And then he said, "Go get me some towels." I looked at him and said, "I don't know who you're talking to, but you're not asking me to go get towels." And then the strength coach walked out and he goes, "You going to let that walk-on talk to you like that?"
Stop. Now, all this is great and you can see the conflict, but what happens next is the best part.
I looked at both of them and that's when I realized I'm going to do everything I can to take his job, is what Baker Mayfield said.
Right. And he did.
And he did.
And Baker Mayfield went on to actually replace this guy.
He started at Texas Tech, then he transferred to Oklahoma and won the Heisman.
This Davis, what's his name?
Davis Webb.
Davis Webb. So
Davis was being a jerk to him, and he's like, "All right, I'm taking your job, buddy."
He wanted Baker Mayfield to be the towel boy. Hey, go get me some towels. It's like the water boy. Remember Adam Sandler or something.
Hey, good for Baker, man. He keeps a list, man. You get on his bedside, he remembers it.
Oh, man. So I just thought that was a funny story. Hey, go get me some towels, boy. And
I'll get you some towels.
Yeah. So
wipe your tears when I have your job.
So does he hold a grudge? Would that keep him from going to the Broncos? And he's the quarterback coach now. Could he get over it?
Well,
interesting.
Yeah, I think the Broncos, if they really want him, who's more valuable? I think he is.
Maybe if you fire your quarterbacks coach over this, I don't know. But
apparently, this guy has become a very good quarterbacks coach, right?
But the Broncos aren't a good team.
Yeah, they are not. So let's see what happens. Is Baker Mayfield going to re-sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? That's what everyone wants to know. But obviously, there's a lot of rumblings about other teams at this point. I do not believe this item. I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I saw this last night. I'm like, this sounds all phonied up to me. A mother shocked her family when she revealed the name that she had given to her new baby girl. The 20-year-old mother, a little on the young side these days, gave birth last month in January to a little baby girl and wanted to keep the name a secret until the birth certificate was official, the name was formally registered, and, well, this is where the problem creeps in. After the name had been officially given, the paperwork was done, the birth certificate, etc., the young 20-year-old new mother reveals to the family the name of her baby girl.
What'd she go with?
Now, I'm just telling you right now, I don't know if I believe this story, if this is just some kind of, internet, Reddit style little story just to generate comments.
Is it like a joke name, or is it a dumb name, or is it a body part? Is it a sickness? Is it a... What is it? I mean, you can go a lot of ways with a bad name.
Is it a statement?
It was like paying homage to some family members, and she wanted to honor her grandparents, Harvey and Charlotte. She named the kid Harlot. For Harvey and Charlotte, Harvey, Charlotte, named the kid Harlot.
She obviously doesn't know what that means.
And then, exactly. Well, that's the story. So this was on a Reddit discussion, and you know damn well that people just make up crap to elicit a response or just to just come up with stuff online. And this was a discussion. The story goes that she had no idea what harlot meant, and that harlot is a word for prostitute.
Right. I could see why someone wouldn't know what that word meant. It's not like a common...
This is not the 1800s.
No, exactly.
Look at that harlot over there.
Who doesn't know?
Did you see the harlot on Dale Mabry? No, nobody says that. Hooker, prostitute.
I saw a couple of harlots.
I don't know what road it would be.
I saw some harlot. It would be Nebraska.
I don't know.
It's just some harlots on Nebraska.
But a harlot is not common vernacular.
But come on. Everyone knows what a harlot is.
Let's take calls right now. I don't think so. I think there are people who are hearing harlot for the first time and being like, I thought I knew. Like harlot and charlatan, they kind of seem like...
I call it at age 40. Below 40 is never really used or heard the word harlot used in that capacity.
I don't use the word harlot.
But you knew what it meant.
I call them hooker, prostitute, hoe, whatever. But I know what a harlot is.
Yeah. What'd you say the other day was
Skank?
also old school. Hoochie mama is kind of an old phrase as well.
Hoochie mama. Whatever.
Now, harlot is one of those things, unless you read a lot, I don't think you would know what that meant.
Unless you read a lot from turn of the century
yes,
stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a really
period pieces.
Piece-specific name.
And I belted out in anger and yelled, "You harlot!"
I mean, is that even an insult? You harlot.
Harlot. She named the new girl, the baby girl, Harlotte.
Okay, well,
for
it's not,
Harvey and... but you can't name the kid Harlot. It doesn't matter how it's spelled.
Doesn't know
the name of the kid. Well, she knows now because once according to the Reddit post, which again, I'm not taking this at face value that it's 100% true. I think this could be a made-up story, but nevertheless, it's an interesting discussion. So according to the Reddit group post, she claims after she revealed to the family that the name of her daughter was Harlot, that her mother burst out and yelled, "You named the baby whore?"
Oh, wow.
And then my cousin started screaming, that poor child, Harlot. It's so horrific. I can't even call the baby that name. The cousin then admits that she's come up with a nickname for the baby. She came out very pink and has a puggy nose. So now the cousin, I guess, claims that they're calling the baby Piglet.
That's not much better. Not much better. Okay, so if you don't know if harlot didn't mean harlot, it's actually a cute name.
Dude, it means harlot.
Right, but if it didn't mean harlot, if being a harlot wasn't such a...
if virus didn't mean something really bad, it would be a really cute name for a kid.
Yes.
Hey, Virus.
This is my daughter Violet. This is my daughter Virus. Right next to each other.
And her cousin Iris. Iris the virus.
Harlot is used a lot in the Bible as well.
Okay, very biblical term as well. Look at that.
Yes, it's a biblical term. It's a biblical name.
Yeah, it's a biblical name.
Oh, you named it Mary? No, I named it a harlot.
Yeah, I'm not buying the story, but anyway, I thought I'd present it. I can't believe, and also, you don't keep the name harlot. It doesn't. I don't see where it says that she changed the name. But if this is a true story, you're not going to keep the kid's name harlot. That's going to be very problematic. All right, can somebody explain, what time is it, 8:27? All right, you got the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Thanks for listening to our program. We appreciate it. And, yep, you haven't heard any music or commercials in quite some time because we are in the midst of an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop content. We do it every morning beginning at about 7:25-ish. Hour and 20 minutes of nonstop music. All right, so we all know about the Easy Bake Oven. Now, clearly, I was a boy. My brother's a boy. We never had the Easy Bake Oven at my house. But I was aware of it. I've had cousins or friends whose sisters had the Easy Bake Oven.
Did it use like a light bulb for its heat
but,
source?
so what do they do now? Because 100-watt light bulbs are banned. You know, it relied... No, fluorescent. Andrew, hold on. Turn your microphone on.
No, I'm joking. Fluorescent won't work.
Oh, yeah. You need a light bulb that generated serious heat.
LED won't work.
Yeah, an LED bulb doesn't generate heat that can bake your little cake. So what do they make the Easy Bake Oven out of these days in order to bake the anyway, here's the deal. Easy Bake Oven blamed for family's poisoning.
Oh, wow. That's awful.
I'm sure some kids burnt the living crap out of their hands over the years with that 100-watt light bulb. But this is kind of crazy. Stephanie Murphy says that the Easy Bake Oven nearly poisoned her family after using the device for the first time. She says, my husband, 8-year-old daughter, and myself all got admitted to the ER on Saturday because of an Easy Bake Oven. This thing has like 10 million views online already. Difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, chills, nausea.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion.
All because of the Easy Bake.
Yeah.
In the 5-minute video clip that she posted on the 20th, Murphy explains that her husband, Ryan, daughter Nora, used the toy oven to make a 2-layer red velvet cake. As soon as they plugged the device in, Nora noticed an odd smell, which she alerted her dad about, but he dismissed the concern since the smell went away. My husband just assured it's a toy, probably smelled like plastic, but he also has had no smell or tastes for 3 years since he got COVID. Are there still people that have not gotten... Remember the original COVID? People were losing smell and taste, and there were people that didn't get it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Apparently, this guy 3 years later didn't get it back.
What do they call it? Long COVID or something like that?
Well, I think long COVID is where people just have some effects. I don't know if it's necessarily a smell and taste, but
he's having some effects.
But
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
most people that got
Long time
COVID
later.
early on, I believe, got their smell and taste back.
Yeah.
But there are some people that never did, which is bizarre. And the folks, I've known numerous people that have had like some of the later strains of COVID, even in the last couple of weeks. And I always ask them, hey, did you lose your taste or lose your smell? And all the people that I know that have had COVID in the last month or so, none of them lost taste or smell. So it's interesting, how this crap works. But Ryan and Nora continued to prep the dessert and placed one cake tray in at a time while they waited for the cake to bake. The pastry they went into the living room to hang out. 16 or 20 minutes later, they took it out of the Easy Bake Oven, realized that it was not fully cooked. They said, oh, man, this is trash. They don't even want to make the second layer of the cake, and they unplugged it. The family packed up the baking materials. They're ready just to throw in the towel on this thing. Nobody ate it, threw it away. About 45 minutes later, Nora starts complaining of chest pains. So her parents just were watching to see if it got worse. Shortly, the 8-year-old expressed that she had trouble breathing. Mom used the pulse oximeter, and she ended up with an 89, which is very low. They immediately took her to the ER. On the way to the ER, my husband was like, I'm having difficulty breathing now as well. Then the mother has trouble breathing. They were seen by doctors who alleged that their condition was from carbon monoxide poisoning.
God.
What the Easy Bake Oven carbon monoxide edition? What is this?
So now it's a plug-in toy. I guess it's always been a plug-in toy.
Yeah,
but there's a heating element in it.
Oh, so now they put a heating element.
Yeah, no light bulb required.
Yeah, it used to be a 100-watt light bulb because those things, man, that gets hot as hell. Murphy revealed that Ryan and Norma had compromised lungs since the pair were using the Easy Bake Oven in the kitchen while she was in another room. Hasbro takes all product safety seriously. Hasbro's Easy Bake Ovens meet or exceed applicable safety standards. Hasbro representative told the Post. Murphy has had a fast recovery since she didn't have direct contact, but her husband's condition improved as well. But Nora had to be transferred to Boston Children's Hospital because of the freaking Easy Bake Oven. What? Once she got there, she was improving. She no longer needed oxygen. But this is just bizarre. But they're saying that all signs point to the Easy Bake Oven. Is there any way that the Easy Bake Oven, the latest edition, can send you to the hospital?
It's the Easy Death Oven now, spewing out carbon monoxide.
It's like the only thing that they can point their finger to. But what in an Easy Bake Oven could produce what seems to be some type of carbon monoxide? It's just weird. I don't think burning plastic, Andrew, produces carbon monoxide.
Maybe a little smoke and aroma, but they would have smelled it if the whole house stunk.
A strange story. All right, on to, I don't know what it is, but man, these stories these days are coming in 3s and 4s. This week, another round of crazy idiots on airplanes.
I knew you would get to those. Yes.
JetBlue, American Airlines, United. What the hell? Then I got another ancillary American Airlines story. Yeah, they're not going to check certain items anymore. So I got a warning.
What can't you bring on the plane anymore?
I'll explain in just a matter of minutes. First, though, there's some moron. He even had a chance to back it down, and he doubled down. This guy's just a total tool turd. This guy, Mac Bjorn of Reno, Nevada, was on a JetBlue flight. He's on the jetway. The flight's from Fort Lauderdale to San Francisco. This is last Saturday. His 27th birthday, no less. And he jokes on the jetway as people are lined up, getting ready to get on the plane. He's joking that the TSA missed a bomb in his bag in front of other people. What kind of a dumbass do you have to be to do that?
It's like he just came here from Mars or something. Like, how can you not have lived and know that you don't do that?
I mean, that is among the dumbest things you can possibly do. Joke about having a bomb. How do you think this is going to end up? What, the other passengers all around you are, what, just going to ignore your comment when you say that the TSA missed a bomb in your bag?
We're just going to laugh it off. Bomb jokes are so funny.
Professor, this is kind of like something you'd do, I think, but that's a...
Yeah, did I ever tell you the time we were in St. Louis? We were visiting our St. Louis affiliate. This is a long time ago now. And I went to the Arch. And
Oh, I remember this story.
And you have to go through security to go into the Arch. You had to go through a metal detector. You had to screen you.
Well,
you weren't allowed to bring bags.
It's a national park.
Right.
I think the National Park Police, they had security in order to go into the Arch, to get into that little, like, weird little car to go up into the Arch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to go through a metal detector and x-ray machine.
Yes. So we go through this, and I'm back a couple people. The guy in front of me, who I don't know, never saw him again, the guy's going through his backpack.
I remember you told the story in the past.
Yeah, and the guy says to the guy, as he gets it back, he goes, well, looks like you didn't find the bomb I have, or something along those lines.
That's stupid.
And this National Parks Ranger,
right? A park ranger, park police, whatever,
jumps over the table and grabs him, two hands on his shirt, and gets right in his face. He goes, and he knew the bomb wasn't in there because he thoroughly checked.
Right.
He goes, don't you ever make a joke like that again. I know there's not a bomb in there, and I know you're trying to be funny. Well, you'll go to jail, ruin your whole life. You don't know. And this guy he almost wet himself. He was so scared. He's getting it. I'm sitting back. I'm like, this is the best ever.
Yeah, he dropped the bomb in his pants.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, eventually they let him on, but they put the fear of God in that guy.
So this Mac Bjorn is on the jetway from Fort Lauderdale, FLL to SFO on Saturday. And he said, hey, TSA missed the bomb in my bag. So other passengers are like, what? When a flight attendant confronted Bjorn about his poor choice of words, he said it again. He said again that the TSA missed the bomb in his bag. This guy had a chance to back it down, unwind it, and instead ended up in handcuffs. He was escorted off of the plane, ended up in handcuffs, placed under arrest. No bomb was found on him. A Broward County judge found probable cause to charge him with making a false report of a bomb. Second-degree felony. What a turd. What a tool. What is this guy on his birthday? Makes a stupid statement, has a chance to back it down, unwind it, and then he says it again. Clearly, this guy is not a member of Mensa or anything.
No, sounds like he thought he was going to get away with it. Get away with whatever he wanted on his birthday.
That's JetBlue. That's story number 1 from Fort Lauderdale on Saturday. Here we go. Number 2, American Airlines. Passengers on an American Airlines flight had to tackle a maniac and duct tape him in the middle of the flight because this guy tried to open up the door. It was a plane going to Chicago from Albuquerque, and the plane had to turn around and go back to Albuquerque. It was American Flight 1219. And this happened on Tuesday and went back to the Albuquerque airport about 2:40 p.m. local time. Because this maniac gets up and tries to open the door in mid-flight.
Yeah, you don't want to do that either.
Yeah, some guy that works for Barstool Sports named Wonton Dave.
That's a good name.
Is that a slur?
I don't know. I have to meet him.
Was on the flight, and he said about 30 minutes into the flight, a guy who was sitting a few rows behind him tried to open up the plane door. Yeah, he wrote on Twitter or X, me and 5 other dudes had to wrestle him into the aisle, duct tape his legs, and throw flexi cuffs on him. Just safely landed back in ABQ, but holy bleep. Yeah, American confirmed the disturbance, but we don't know why. Why did this guy try to open the door? And you can't open the door, folks. The only door that can be opened mid-flight is on Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9s.
Yeah, if the plane wants it to open up by themselves.
Yeah, so that's number 2. Now we got number 3. What is going on? The last couple of days, another 3-pack of these crazy stories. Newark United Airlines flight bound for L.A. diverted to Chicago after a bomb threat. Yeah, United Airlines flight heading cross-country had to divert yesterday to Chicago. A bomb threat note was found written in the bathroom of the airplane, in the lav. I mean, who does this? Who writes there's a bomb on this plane and leaves a note in the bathroom? What pleasure, what joy, what outcome are you looking for? Why would you want your flight disrupted? Was it somebody on the flight? Was it from a previous
flight?
Maybe it's
Do they go over that whole bathroom every...
You would think.
Yeah.
Or wouldn't you see a note in the bathroom? So more than 200 passengers and crew members evacuated when the flight, which was heading from Newark to LAX, made the emergency landing at Chicago's O'Hare. Yesterday about 7:45 a.m. after the note was discovered that there was a bomb on the airplane. United Flight 1533 was inspected by a bomb-sniffing dog. They, I guess, checked all the luggage anyway, and nothing was found. But what a mess!
Yeah, it ruins everybody's day.
So I made an emergency landing because of a security concern. Yeah, once the plane was on the ground, the crew members said over the intercom that there was a note in the bathroom claiming a person had a bomb on the plane and that there needed to be an investigation. Absolutely. Passengers were not allowed to take anything off the plane as they were bussed back to the terminal. Passengers said the pilot had parked the plane a good distance from the terminal for obvious reasons.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so who did that? I mean, who...
They can't figure out who went to the bathroom immediately before the person who found the note?
Yeah, they should be able to do that.
Or is the person who found the note the prankster?
Ooh.
Yeah, so no end to the story here. It's plain, plain eventually went about its way, but they don't know who left the note.
Just sit down and shut up on a plane.
Yeah.
Just sit down and shut up, get to your destination.
You know the drill.
And then the final story in our airplane segment here on the MJ Morning Show. I got bad news for you. If you're a javelin thrower,
no.
If you're a pole vaulter, those are two of the items that American Airlines says you can no longer check.
Great.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember earlier this week, we had the story that American Airlines is raising baggage fees from $30 to $35 if you pre-book. And if you go to the airport without pre-booking, so if you try to check your bag at the ticket counter without pre-booking online, they're going to charge you $40 now for a one checked bag. It's just ridiculous. Stop checking luggage, folks.
Now, Delta doesn't have this policy. Either.
Yeah, American Airlines just raised the bag fees this week, and now, effective April 17th, they will no longer take bags that are as big or heavy as before at any price, and they're also banning items that Olympians might have.
So
it's like I'm sitting in the winner's circle. What is it? The $25,000 pyramid or whatever the hell it is these days. Yeah. Time to play the $25,000 pyramid. And you're sitting there and you get the items. Hang on, let me get my little music here. Let me get my little sound effect. Javelin.
Things you throw.
Pole vault.
Things that are long. Things that are made of metal. Things that have a sharp tip.
Pass. We're looking for things or Olympic events. Things you would use in an Olympic event.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so bad news.
Well, things that are no longer accepted at American Airlines.
If you're an aspiring Olympian and you got to check your javelin and your pole vault, you can't bring them on American Airlines any longer.
Delta does not have that policy. They are the official airline partner of Team USA.
Oh, really?
Yes. They even have a Team USA plane.
Oh, look, there's a new Delta livery. Is this a brand new story?
It might be.
What's the date on this thing?
21.
Oh, from 2021.
There's a multi-year contract.
So
not a lot of news articles. I typed in who's the official airline partner of the U.S. Olympic team, and Delta pops up.
I wonder if it's still Delta. So I would imagine that Delta does allow you to check your javelin and your pole vault.
Only if you're going to the Olympics.
I've got a javelin of sorts that I brought back from Africa. I've got a Maasai spear.
Really?
How long is
that? Probably 4.5 feet long.
Okay.
Yeah. I traded a baseball cap and a New York Jets t-shirt for, seriously, in the Masai Mara. I'm in Africa with Michelle. This is pre-kids. This is like December of 1998. And we're in Kenya. And literally, I traded some clothing items for a Maasai warrior spear. And it's got this whole, like a wooden shaft. And then one end is a spear, like a big knife blade, and the other end is like a metal, like a pointy pole. It's all metal with the wood. I mean, I love this thing. And I literally traded with the Maasai. We're like driving down the road, and the guys are walking with their what was they wear the what is the plaid.
Okay.
So the Maasai, they're famous for wearing like a Scottish plaid.
Okay.
And we stopped, and I traded because they love American money. They love American thing. And I think it was like $20 bill. I think it was a Jets t-shirt and a hat. And I end up, and I just remember I was able to bring that on the airplane.
You carried it on?
That's crazy.
It was wrapped in like a cardboard tube, but I brought my spear from on British Airways. I brought it from Nairobi Airport to London Heathrow, and then from Heathrow, I flew back to the U.S., probably to JFK or something, and I carried it on. It wasn't even checked. And this is pre 9/11, when I guess you could bring a Maasai warrior spear on the airplane.
Yeah, TSA wasn't really looking for TSA didn't exist then. But they weren't looking for spears back then.
Unbelievable.
Hey, MJ, I
Yeah.
sent you an article to your phone. You might want to take a look at during the break. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk about it today. Happened last night.
Well, let me check.
Tease that.
Well, what is it then? Tell us.
Has to do with ChatGPT, one of our favorite topics around here.
It's from an Indian newspaper from India.
Well, I
So
don't
here's the crazy
discriminate
thing.
against newspapers.
Well, here's a crazy thing about show prep. Here's a crazy
I
thing
don't
about
do a
our
lot
show
of I don't do a lot of stories from India. Stories from India. I don't know.
foreign
But, yeah.
stories. I don't know.
It's not a foreign story, guys. Go ahead and
It's
read it.
published by India Times.
Okay.
If like news.
We'll talk about it on middays.
All
Say
right.
no more.
I'll take
Talk
a look.
about it on middays.
I'll have at it. All yours. All right. I'll take a look at it during the break. All right. When we get back, apparently men are paying upwards of $5,000 for this plastic surgery procedure, and it involves nipples.
What? Men and nipples?
Men and nipples.
Cosmetic stuff?
Yep.
Weird.
Spending $5,000. Men apparently are trying to copy this guy and his nipples, and people will know who it is, and wait till you hear what they're doing to their nipples. So we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Oh, you saw that Biden apparently has given away that vicious German Shepherd commander. Remember, we've talked about this in the past. That
He's giving the dog away?
Oh, the dog, I think, is already gone. The dog, we talked about this a year ago, I think. The dog had already bitten like 12 Secret Service agents, and now it's like doubled. The number of dogs or the number of people attacked by President Biden's German Shepherd, and now apparently he's giving the dog away. So hang on, we'll get into that coming up in just a minute. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff. Another long segment here on the MJ Morning Show rolls next as we bring to a conclusion over 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. We sure as heck hope you've enjoyed it. So MJ Morning Show and a crew, we return momentarily on Q105 with all that and a whole lot more. Have you thought about... Fester. It's another Apple product that I'm not going to buy. So, the rumored Apple Ring is coming out.
What does that do?
I don't know. After years of research, an Apple smart ring may be imminent. This is according to the Apple Insider website.
Does it like keep track of health statistics?
Yeah, the story says that Samsung's tease of a smart ring may prompt a similar Apple release. What if it malfunctions? It like starts squeezing your finger and it like cuts it off like a guillotine or something?
That'd suck.
Yeah, it says the rumor mill is all aflame again. Yeah, that the Apple Ring may appear sooner rather than later. Yeah, I guess Samsung is teasing the Galaxy Ring. What the hell's this going to do? I just don't want I don't want a smartwatch. Yeah, I happen to get a smartwatch for free. When I bought my latest Google Pixel phone, I got the Pixel 8 Pro when it first launched back in October. And if you got the phone, if you pre-ordered right away, they sent you the Pixel 2 watch for free. And I got to be honest, I think the thing sucks because I went skiing with it, and I Fitbit was all tied into it. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to take off my regular watch. I'm going to put on the Google Pixel 2 watch, and I'm going to ski with this thing. I'm going to have it all, hooked up to the Fitbit, how many miles. First of all, it doesn't keep track of whether you're going down the slope or riding the lift, which I think a Garmin will do that.
Because it can tell altitude? I mean,
well, the Garmin, I believe, and other watches, you got to be able to keep track of the actual exercise you're doing versus sitting in the chairlift. All right. So, first of all, it couldn't delineate between me skiing downhill at Vail over Christmas or going up the chairlift. And then, because of the cold, and it wasn't inordinately cold this particular past December, it was reasonable. We had a couple of cold snap days of like 10, 11 degrees or whatever. But for the most part, we had mid-teens or 20s. The weather, I think we even had some 30s, some low to mid-30s. So we had some nice days. We were out there skiing for 14 days. But the point is, with my Pixel 2 watch, the damn thing wouldn't last more than like 5 hours. I go out at 8:30 or so. I'm out when the lift's open. I stay out all day long, and I'm looking at my watch. It's like 12:30. My watch is dead. Like the battery's dead. And you know what happens? Cold has an effect
on those batteries.
On lithium-ion batteries.
it does.
Hey, just talk to all those Tesla owners up in Chicago and the northern states with some of the cold snaps. They're trying to start their car. I felt bad for these. Well, listen, you bought a Tesla. How bad can I feel for you? But you have these folks that are trying to charge their cars. The batteries are dead. The batteries were so damn dead that it wouldn't even take a charge. Remember, there was some guy that got off a plane at Chicago O'Hare to go to the long-term lot to get his car, and his car's dead because it was cold.
Froze up.
Yeah, just totally frozen. And people that had dead batteries, they were so cold and dead, they couldn't, even if they plugged in the car, it wouldn't even take a charge. That's what I'm looking for. I want a car roulette. Hey, will my car work or not? That's what I'm looking for. So anyway, my Pixel 2 watch, I like the phone, but the watch, I took like 2 days of trying it and the thing going dead in the cold. I took the damn thing off. I haven't put it back on.
You're done.
Yeah.
I'm going to smash it with a brick later today, as a matter of fact.
Do it.
Yeah, put that on your Facebook page or your Instagram page.
So,
That'll be good
the
content.
point I'm trying to make is, when it comes to this kind of tech, I'm not an iPhone guy. I've obviously got my Android. I don't have an Apple Watch. I gave the Google Watch a spin, but that sucked. I'm sure the Apple Watch is probably better, but I have no desire, and I have no desire for a smart ring. What the hell is this thing going to do?
You're going to take it off every night and charge
Guess
it?
what? Oh, it'll tell your pulse. Hey, guess what? I can take my fingers and put it on my wrist, and I can count 15 seconds and how many, and then multiply it by 4. That'll tell me my pulse.
You're pretty damn close.
Yeah. My God, my pulse is probably all worked up right now.
Oh, it sounds like it.
Yeah, it does.
You hear it.
You'd break the Apple Ring.
Yeah, so Apple's Ring apparently is going to come sooner than later. What does it do? What is a smart ring going to do?
I think it can tell your blood pressure, tell you if you got like sleep apnea or something. You tell like a bunch of things.
Oh, I've got an apnea story for you.
Ooh, for Fester.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah. Sleep. You have sleep apnea.
I mean, I snore like a lumberjack in heat.
Sleep apnea cure could be as simple as switching to a vegan diet, according to new research.
Give me a stroke instead.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to jump right on that, aren't you?
Vegan's the answer to everything.
There's a new study that finds that going vegan can help prevent sleep apnea.
No thanks.
I'm telling you right now that if Fester had the worst case of sleep apnea on the planet, there's no way you're going vegan.
Nah, I'll pass. I'll take the heart attack.
Anyway, if you care about this, you could look it up. Look up sleep apnea cure. Switch to vegan. If you care, you can find the damn thing online.
Those are 5 words I'm never going to type in a row.
Are you ready for the plastic surgery procedure?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah. Men apparently are paying plastic surgeons $5,000 or more to get custom nipples.
Wow.
Because they want their nipples to be almond-shaped, like David Beckham.
They should try to get hair transplants like David Beckham's hair. That's nice too.
Say what?
He's got good hair.
No, I'm talking about the nipples.
We're on the nipples.
I'm not saying.
I'm just trying to save him some money and save him some, weird recovery. It's gotta hurt.
There's a report that plastic surgeons in New York City are being inundated with men trying to have their nipples reduced in size.
All right, David Beckham does have very small nipples. He has a very small areola. That's called a man areola.
The man areola. So a man and areola is the maniola?
Mariola?
The mariola?
Maniola?
Whatever it is.
Almond-shaped.
I don't know. David Beckham has almond-shaped nips.
So men want to walk around with nuts on their chest?
Men are going to plastic surgeons. And, for instance, Dr. Mark Everett, a plastic surgeon who is on the east side of Manhattan, Upper East, actually, the UES, the Upper East Side, he's saying that people want David Beckham's nipples.
If I was going to do a nip I'd describe those as very taut. Very taut.
Does David Beckham do so many topless photo shoots that people really, they've honed in on his nips?
Hard not to.
Into Google, I typed David Beckham nipples. I hit images, and there's thousands of pictures.
You know what? I think there might be more pictures of David Beckham without a shirt than with a shirt.
Yeah, probably.
Dr. Ellie Levine also has seen an increase in men wanting David. I had no idea that David Beckham's nipples were a thing. It's a growing trend, saying he's also heard men saying that they need their nips to look like David Beckham. What? Bend them like Beckham's?
Just bend my nipple like Beckham's.
That's what it is. The procedure can be upwards of $5,000, not covered by insurance. This is, clearly, a vanity op, totally elective. The procedure pricey, it's quick to perform, and patients can go back to work the same day. What? You go in for some almond nips at 9 o'clock, and you're back at work by noon?
Yeah, that's quick.
First, the chest area is numbed by a local anesthetic. Then the surgeon cuts around the sides of the nipples to remove skin and any extra breast tissue that may have formed. The surgeons also partially cut the pointed area at the center of the nipple, known as the protrusion, to make it appear more pert. Men are continuously becoming more and more conscious of how they dress and how they appear. If they're wearing something with a tight-fitting form that shows the nipples more prominently, they might make them uncomfortable, the plastic surgeons are saying. They don't want the focus to be they don't want the focus of what they're wearing, if they're wearing a form-fitting shirt, to be the nipple. But what is an almond? So an almond-shaped nipple.
See how it's almost like a football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a football nipple.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little mini football. It's the same color too.
A fipple.
Yeah.
So a football nipple, it's a fipple.
Nutball. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, about 80% of patients seeking nipple reduction surgery are New York locals, according to the plastic surgeons. And then the balance are from out of town. Hold on. Go on to Google.
Okay.
And just do a search for male. Type in male.
Right.
Nipple reduction surgery. Just curious what comes up. If like New York plastic surgeons come up or if local plastic surgeons come up.
First one is this doctor in Texas.
Male nipple reduction in Plano and Dallas, Texas. Look at that.
And then here's a doctor.
Newport Beach, that's out in California. Male nipple reduction. You know what? Let me buzz my brother. You know, my brother's a plastic surgeon.
Yeah, get him on the
You
line.
got Dr. Drew on the line. I think I got dial a 1. Hang on. 1954. Calling my bro. What time is it? 9:11. I don't know if he's going to be in surgery now. Might be in a consult or in the ER. Sometimes, like if his phone goes off and he's operating, sometimes the assistant will pick up. Nah, looks like maybe I'm SOL. Looks like he's not going to pick up. Yeah, I should have gotten him earlier. I think this
We
is
missed him.
probably prime operating time.
He's probably cutting into someone right now as we speak.
Yeah, probably doing an almond-shaped nipple
Yeah,
surgery.
Could be.
He's going to bend it like Beckham's.
Well, you know, Beckham lives in. He's got at least he's got a place down there in South Florida, so
Oh,
those
yeah.
trends probably start down there. I'm sure your brother's done that before.
Isn't he part of the soccer team? Doesn't he own?
Yeah.
Doesn't he own that Miami football club or,
Yes.
or part of it?
Yes.
Yeah. How long is my brother's phone going to ring for with no one picking up or no voicemail?
I let it go. He's not picking up.
Oh, just disconnected.
There you go.
All right.
That's what I want.
All right, so I guess we're not getting my brother on the phone.
I don't want a
All
voicemail.
right, maybe we'll get him on tomorrow, see how many almond-shaped David Beckham nipple procedures he's actually done. Interesting. Hey, I talked about the Girl Scouts yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the Girl Scouts. My daughter was a Girl Scout. Chloe was a Brownie, then a Girl Scout. Michelle even started an all-new South Tampa Girl Scout troop back years ago.
You know what's funny? I said my daughter is on a waiting list, and you said, "Hey, do like Michelle and just start your own."
Yeah.
And I got a lot of DMs from women who are like, "No, don't do it. It's a lot of work."
It was, but Michelle loved it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was very rewarding.
No, it
but-
was very. They loved it, and Chloe really enjoyed the Girl Scouts. And listen, I helped Chloe sell Girl Scout cookies for many years. You know, I would roll through the building over on Gandy when we worked for the other company, and I mean, Chloe sold hundreds of boxes of cookies in my building. But back then, the cookies were like $3.25 a box.
Yeah.
And what I was pointing out on the show yesterday.
The prices just jumped up.
Oh, the price, it's now $6 a box. Chloe noticed Girl Scouts selling cookies outside of the Publix on Kennedy, right near Kennedy and West Shore the other day, and she bought a box of tagalongs. What are the peanut butter ones?
Oh, tagalongs.
Yeah,
those
so
are
she
good.
bought a box of tagalongs, and she bought the yellow lemon ups, or the lemon cookie. And what I pointed out when I opened up the lemon cookies, they're good. Don't get me wrong. The lemon cookies are fantastic, but you get 12 cookies for $6. I mean, at what point, though, are the Girl Scouts going to price themselves out? At what point are they going to have a point of diminishing returns, and the cookies, the shrinkflation has shrunk the box of cookies so much, and the price is now so high? At what point are the Girl Scouts going to see a reduction in sales because you're just not getting a lot of cookie for the money, and the price is through the roof, and the box and the number of cookies is going down, 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 down. It's like a Bruce Springsteen song. I'm going down, 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 down. At what point? There's got to be a point where folks are going to say, you know what, it's I'd like to help the Girl Scouts, but man, it's just it's not enough cookie and way too much money. So I was just shocked. $6 a box, and there were 12 cookies in the lemon ups or the lemon cookie.
I mean, essentially, you're making a donation to the Girl Scouts and you're getting a box of cookie in return.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how you have to look.
But it was a much better value proposition back in the day. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I read last night, this is after we spent some time talking about the cookies, the Girl Scouts will bring in $1 billion in cookie sales this year. In 2024, and the cookies are now in full swing. You know, the cookie booths are being set up at the malls and the supermarkets and the Girl Scouts going door to door and going around the neighborhood selling the cookies. So the Girl Scouts are expected to bring in $1 billion this year. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of shrinkage as well. All right, what, Julian? Oh, my son just called in.
Okay.
Yeah, Julian, live from New York. It's Julian. Hello, Julian.
Hey, good morning. It's extortion here in the city. It's $7 a box.
What?
Whoa.
Hold on. Where have you run into Girl Scouts selling cookies? Like outside of the supermarket or where?
Well, they don't start till like the first week of March here.
Right.
You can order them online, but here in the city, it's $7 a box.
How did you find out? How did you know that it was $7 a box up in Manhattan?
Because I stumbled upon like this whole Reddit page because I was like, is it going to be outrageous on prices again? And of course it is. I mean, but like I'm still going to buy them because they're delicious cookies. But each like troop or like I don't know how they do it like regionally, but they they do like each troop has like their own contract through a bakery. And so that
I think there are two bakeries.
I think there's two bakeries nationally.
One of the bakeries I know, it's like the Little Brownie Bakery, and they're up in like Alabama or something. So
and like, there's one in Savannah, right?
I don't know if I don't know about that, but I know there's the Little Brownie Bakery, and they are one of the two companies that make the cookies. I think all the Florida cookies come from the Little Brownie Bakery, but it's just it's crazy what's going on. They're reducing the number of cookies, and the price keeps going up and up and up. At some point, I think it's going to start hurting them. They gotta figure this out at some point.
And like, I mean, I used to at boarding school. There was one of our deans had a daughter who had Girl Scout cookies, so we would buy them, and I'd buy like 4 boxes for $20, right? And then now I can't.
No,
like you can't just I can't just give them a flat 20. And then now it's all you give them a little troop donation. So you buy like 2 boxes, and then you can't afford another one, so you give the rest as a troop donation.
Yeah, the lemon cookies, these lemon ups or whatever they're called, they're really good. I mean, it's a nice, like a perky cookie. It just has a nice lemon tang to it. The cookie's good, but I open the damn thing up, and it's like, what? Wait, did I get shorted? Did I get gypped here? No, there are 12 cookies in the thing for $6, and in New York it's going to be $7. All right, J-Dog, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All righty, see you later.
All right, be safe up there.
Yeah. Will do.
Where are you right now?
I'm walking through Washington Square Park.
All right. Oh, did you get the story I sent you last night?
I did not.
Yeah, check your email. I sent you a story about a bunch of drug busts in the park across from your dorm.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, it's probably all the Adderall dealers.
Nah, go take a look, all right?
Okay, all right, I will.
All right, buddy, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right, Julian, my NYU freshman up in Manhattan. All right, so identify this sound, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what that is?
I mean, is it an insult to say it's a dog growling? It could be gargling scope. It could be, rolling its R's.
That's a very aggressive gargling.
No, that's Joe Biden's dog that he just gave away.
Scary.
He has 2 dogs, right?
Commander.
German Shepherd's big dog for the president.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. The first dog, Commander. What is it with the Bidens and German Shepherds that bite people? I mean, I've known people with German Shepherds.
What is it with Secret Service agents looking so delicious?
Yeah.
So the last time we talked about President Biden's German Shepherd, It had attacked and bitten like 12 Secret Service agents. I think it bit like one of the lawn guys at the White House as well.
Guy's just there to trim the hedges.
Exactly. And then he gets clamped on by Joe Biden's German Shepherd. But now a new report has come out, and Biden's dog bit like 24, 25 people now. And, I mean, can you imagine if our dog bites one or two people, that dog could be put down.
Yeah.
Animal control. But, I guess when you're the president of the United States, your dog can maul 24 people before you have to give it away. So, Biden, this is USA Today. President Biden's now banished German Shepherd commander inflicted more damage with bite incidents than previously known. This is like a big cover-up. This is Bitegate.
Has Commander bitten more Secret Service agents than every other presidential dog combined?
Yes, I think so.
I'm trying to think how far back it goes, but man, that's awful.
I think Socks the cat was that the
Clintons?
I think Socks the cat urinated on the White House chef's head.
Only twice though.
So newly released records from the United States Secret Service, which were given to USA Today, reveal the aggressive dog was involved in at least 25 biting incidents in less than a year. Anybody else's dog, that dog is going to be put down.
It's a dangerous dog.
Give me Bruce Springsteen again. Put it down, 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 down. So this month, the Secret Service released 269 pages related to a Freedom of Information Act request that included email traffic with anecdotes of the bites. It included a table with the 23 incidents from October 22 to July 23 that doesn't count two more incidents in September and October that finally prompted Commander's removal. The list showed bites to agents' arms, hands, thighs, back, wrists, elbows.
Look at this
waist,
gouge.
chest.
Look at this shirt. This is a Secret Service agent's shirt, and it's just like
shredded.
It's threads.
Yeah. Also, the dog apparently clamped down on an agent's ammunition magazine pouch. At least 11 of the bites required medical attention. Records show the dog bit White House staff, Secret Service agents, and Navy staff. In one case last summer, Commander bit an agent in the Jacqueline Kennedy Garden.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, south of the White House's East Colonnade. And that was captured on surveillance footage. Showed the dog racing at an agent and tackling the agent to the ground. Oh, my God. The agent received deep lacerations that required stitches. East Wing tours were suspended that day.
Yeah, you think?
While maintenance mopped up the puddles of blood. What the hell?
So I know a guy who has a German Shepherd, I guess, farm. He raises German Shepherds for breeds. A breeder.
Yeah, I don't know if you call it a farm.
He's a breeder
like
for
a kennel or
for
something.
German Shepherds. And I know another guy who's bought a couple of German Shepherds from him, Cigar
Right,
Dave.
yeah.
And he's always had the best trained German Shepherds. Ridiculously obedient, very kind animals. Sure they could attack on command.
Get me Cigar Dave on the phone.
He's always had, as long as I've known him, he's had German Shepherds.
Does he have one now?
He might.
Yeah.
I don't know him that much.
All right, anyway, so Biden's dog is out of there. Do they say what they did with it? Was it given away? Or anyway, the dog has been removed.
Send him back to the house in Delaware.
Could bite the lawn crew there.
Yeah, right.
All right, 9:24 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on a Thursday. Oh, we got a pretty big story on a bed bug outbreak.
Ooh, where?
Yeah, well, hang on.
Okay.
This is important. This is a big tourist destination. So if you want to know where the bed bugs are, I'm going to give you the full details next. Also, an update on gyms and attendance. We told you a couple of weeks ago that January was like an awful month for gyms. Typically, January is a big boon for the gym business, the fitness business, with tons of signups coming off the holidays. Well, we got an update there. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. A lot of stuff. Final segment next. We'll also give away Commodores tickets for the Florida Strawberry Festival. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Back in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. But first... 9:32 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ with Roxanne and Fester. And Froggy should be back on Monday. Where's he, in Orlando, selling shelves at some trade show or something? That's his real job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Froggy hanging out on the MJ Morning Show. This is just his little side hobby. You know, he always reminds us he couldn't feed his family on what he's making here. But, you know.
Well, that's true.
so,
Speaking from the person who's, it is their.
It's a hobby for all of us.
Well, it's not a hobby for me.
An update on the whole cell phone outage nationwide in just a second. But as I poked around during the break, that story's everywhere. USA Today, CNN, all the major sites are talking about the cell phone outage, which we brought up a couple hours ago here on the MJ Morning Show. So hang on, I'll give you the latest on that. First, Andrew just took a call from a record driver who was actually listening to the MJ Morning Show and pulling up to the scene of the accident that we just had in the traffic report at Lois and Kennedy. And Andrew, what did the record driver say?
He said he's pulling up on site now. It'll be cleared up by the time you get over there.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
That's
very
awesome.
nice. So thank you. Did he give any description what caused the accident?
No, he didn't give any details on that.
All right. Well, Pat just had in the traffic report a couple of minutes ago, traffic backed up on Kennedy because of an accident at West Shore, or a correction, on Kennedy and Lois. And I said, hey, I drive right by there. In a few minutes, you know, the show's going to end in, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. And I'm going to be pulling right by there, 15 minutes later, as I shoot across the bridge, get off on Lois, and then head over to the shopping center to go, work out at X-Force. And got a problem over there. So maybe I'll have to go, back way or something. Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah. So it's almost like it's deliberate. Like, it's Thursday. They knew it was my workout day, so let's cause an accident right at Kennedy and Lois.
I think they did it on purpose.
Absolutely. All right, I just printed this out. CNN's got the story. Like, this is like top item on CNN right now. Let me click on CNN. The top story: AT&T customers report massive outage disrupting service nationwide. Several local governments say their services are being disrupted. See if there's any news on what caused this. From CNN, AT&T's network went down for many of its customers across the United States Thursday morning. leaving customers unable to place calls, texts, or access the internet. Although Verizon and T-Mobile customers reported some network outages too, they appear to be far less widespread. T-Mobile and Verizon said their networks were unaffected by AT&T service outage. The question I have is this going to be, engineers were doing an overnight upgrade to the system. They were changing the software, the firmware, whatever. Oh, there was a little bit of a problem. Or, listen, I hate to think about this, but this is totally a possibility, is that hackers, a foreign government,
for sure,
Iran, North Korea, the Russians, the Chinese, disrupting American infrastructure. You can't look beyond that. Because we know that the Chinese and the Russians, we know that North Korea has dabbled and Iran getting into our infrastructure. We know damn well that some of these foreign actors, some of these bad players, that they have compromised a lot of our infrastructural networks. And in the event of war or some issue, that they could activate a worm or a bot and take down maybe power grids, communication systems. So with the huge AT&T outage this morning, and it apparently started like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and progressed a little bit. We took calls at about, what time did we take calls?
It was early in the show.
We took calls about 7 a.m., right at the beginning of our second hour. And we had some people that said that they were calling us on AT&T and that their phones appear to be working now. But we had some people saying that earlier in the morning, 4 or 5 a.m., that their cell phones were not working, or that they were seeing like SOS on their phone and the network was totally unavailable.
When does this become an issue of national security enough to?
Oh, it is.
Is it completely done now, or is it continuing?
Major cell phone outage. This is from the New York Post. So that was CNN a minute ago. Even stopped some police departments from being able to receive 911 calls.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. So we'll see what happens as the day progresses. What's the cause going to be? What is AT&T going to say? Oh, we were doing a network upgrade and now there's a software glitch, blah, blah, blah. We'll have to wait and see what AT&T says. And will they ever tell us? Let's say it is some type of a compromise of the system, and let's say some hackers or a foreign government got in. Maybe, hey, I'm just jumping to conclusions here, but what if it was a test to a foreign government seeing if they could, take down a major cell network here in the United States?
What, AT&T was just top of the list alphabetically?
Yeah, you can't put it past people for trying to do that.
Listen, I'm not saying that's the case, but we know for a fact that bad foreign governments have broken into infrastructural systems in the United States. We know that they've dabbled.
What if it's Canada? What if they've gone rogue? What if they flipped the script on us?
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
All these years we're thinking they're our friend.
Yeah.
Now, no.
That they just like hockey and, cold weather.
Okay. It's the Canadians.
It's the Canadians.
Okay. Yeah.
We'd all be taken by. We're expecting it to be Russia.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be the Chinese. Oh, it's Canada.
I guess we'll have to wait till later on to see what AT&T's reason was for the network outage affecting a lot of service across the country earlier today. All right, now, if you're headed to this big United States tourist destination, heads up, because there are multiple hotels that are reporting a bed bug outbreak. Well, I don't know if the hotels are saying, hey, we've got a bed bug outbreak. But I should probably rephrase that there are hotels in this popular, big tourist destination that there are big-name hotels that are having a bed bug problem right now. And I guess when it comes to bed bugs, what happens in Vegas might not stay in Vegas, because those bed bugs could hitch a ride in your luggage and you take them right home to your house, man.
You're coming back. Yeah, you want to try your luck in Vegas.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the casinos.
Yeah, spin the bed bug roulette wheel and see if you end up with bed bug bites and bed bugs hitching a ride in your American Tourister bag and then infecting your home.
Just stay off of Fremont Street. See how you do.
Yeah. I told you I never felt so bad when I accused a nice hotel of giving my kid bed bugs, giving us bed
Oh,
bugs.
my God.
And my kid had hand, foot, and mouth.
Did you slander? Did you slander them?
I called them and I was very unhappy. I was like, "You guys have bed bugs."
And then
My
your
kids-"
kid had foot and mouth
And
disease?
it turned out to be hand, foot, and mouth
Was your
disease.
kid eating dirt or what?
No, that's a common thing for toddlers to get.
Yeah, was your kid going to get the Hunta virus next?
Yeah.
Probably.
The Hunta virus, whatever it is.
But don't hotels have white sheets so you can easily spot bed bugs? Did I hear that?
I like hotels with black sheets.
I don't want to know anything.
You know.
I like hotels with rubber sheets.
But you said Fremont. Now, all the hotels I'm about to mention are not part of the Fremont experience in Old Vegas. No. Apparently the bed bugs have been found at Encore. You know, that's Steve. I don't think Wynn is part of that anymore, but you've got the Wynn, and then next door, the second act of Wynn was called Encore. So these hotels apparently have a massive outbreak of bed bugs discovered in the last couple of months. This is off of the TMZ site. Las Vegas creepy crawlers discovered at Vegas hotels. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Vegas's most popular tourist resorts better strip this sheets stat. Massive outbreak. According to TMZ, bed bugs have been found at Encore, the Venetian. I've stayed at the Venetian before. The Mirage. I stayed at the Mirage before. It was 1990 when it was fairly new. I was at the Mirage in 1990. I was working in Los Angeles and went to Vegas for the weekend and stayed at the Mirage when it was fairly new. That's 1990. A long time ago. It's like a 20. How old was I in 1990? I would have been 24. Yeah, I was a 24-year-old whippersnapper staying at the Encore. So I'm sorry, at the Mirage. So it's the Encore, the Venetian, Mirage. Oh, and Excalibur. Hey, when the kids were little, we took the kids to the jousting show. We took them to the Knights show at Excalibur in Vegas.
Yeah, and bed bugs they are a throwback to medieval times.
I remember, I think my slab of chicken was served on a pewter plate, and I think I had a big metal chalice for my water.
That's about right.
It is.
Any of you guys have any family members who go to the Renaissance Festival and dress in costume? I do.
Okay. All right.
Not me.
Thank you for that.
So some people really get into it.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. So heads up, because there apparently is a big bed bug outbreak at several. Listen, if they're saying that there are bed bugs at Encore, Venetian, Mirage, and Excalibur, trust me, there are bed bug outbreaks at a whole lot more hotels out in Vegas. Yeah. And listen, hey, the Super Bowl was just in Vegas. How many folks came back with all kinds of bed bug bites all over their feet and ankles, and all these bed bugs hitched a ride, and they're home wherever they are, all infested with bed bugs now?
Taylor Swift had to go to the dermatologist the next day to get her bed bug treated.
One of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to put your suitcases on the floor. Utilize, if they have those freestanding luggage racks, put them in that. Or some people, they put their luggage like up high in the bathroom.
Where?
Well, some people put it in the tub, the shower, on a counter if you can. But if you've got a bed bug infestation in a hotel room, the worst thing you can do is to have your suitcase on the floor, because those bed bugs are going to crawl right in there, and you're going to take those suckers right home with you.
Yeah, but you don't know this until after the fact.
No, but I'm giving you a prophylactic. I'm giving you a preventative measure of not making your luggage susceptible and making it easier for the bed bugs to climb inside. I'm just giving you some advice.
Thanks for giving me the prophylactic.
Yeah, which intended to prevent something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a luggage condom.
You know what? That might be a good idea.
Not a bad idea.
We should sell the luggage condom.
Let's go.
Is what we ought to do.
It's a Shark Tank idea right there.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, the luggage condom. Yeah. Hello, sharks. Let me show you what I got right here. All right, now apparently another thing that's causing gym attendance to fall. We had this story a couple of weeks ago that gyms were kind of blindsided. So gyms and workout facilities, fitness centers, they didn't get the massive numbers of new subscribers, clients, new customers in January. Typically, January is the hands-down busiest month for fitness clubs because you're coming off of Thanksgiving and Christmas, people making a New Year's resolution, oh, I'm going to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. But this January, it was way down. And, well, is this part of it? Gym attendance also has fallen flat because drugs like Ozempic apparently is causing people to throw up during workouts.
Really?
I didn't know this.
I kind of thought Ozempic would help people at gyms because you'd get to lose a little bit of weight and you feel like getting
Time
healthy.
to do my crunches. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. What?
No. It's. Oh. Yeah.
So let me take the music down. I can't play a sound effect and the music at the same time because we only have
because why could we?
We only have one wide orbit sound effects pot, which is sucks. I think Caroline's in. Maybe I need to have a conversation about that.
Tell her I said hello.
Yeah, I will. But can you imagine that? Oh.
I'm done working out.
Oh, man. Yeah, so gym attendance is falling flat because Ozempic is being blamed for causing people to throw up during workouts. Is that a side effect? I don't recall seeing that in the commercial, where they list all the possible side effects.
Oh, yeah.
And vomiting during a workout.
Lots of side effects with that.
Yeah, fewer Americans are going to the gym. Sales are down. People signing up are down. And it's not just because people are losing weight through Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, but apparently people are saying that the drugs are making them sick. And here's a 28-year-old public relations person told the New York Post that she's thrown up twice in the gym since starting Ozempic. Oh. I guess Andrew says that nausea is a side effect. We got to roll, folks. Have a fantastic day. Let's do some tickets right now before we get out of here. We've got Commodores tickets for the Florida Strawberry Festival. It's going to be Friday, March 8th. So if you'd like to go see the Commodores, once, twice. Let's go. Caller number 21 right now, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So 21st caller, you got tickets right now. Strawberry Festival and the Commodores, all yours from the MJ Morning Show on Q105. If you need to get a hold of me, folks, I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. Also, what else was there? There's one other thing I wanted to. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm already loaded up for tomorrow. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.